When the season started, the focus was on 7 SEC games that would shape the races for the conference and national championship. 2 have happened, setting the stage for today's showdown between Auburn and LSU. Joe Burrow and the number 2 Tigers need this to stay unbeaten and set up a mega matchup with number 1 Alabama. While Bo Nix and 9th-ranked Auburn's dreams will take a big hit with anything less than a win today. It's all on the line. State Farm College Football Today starts now.
Touchdown! You got to be ready for it, but how do you stop it? He's going to go deep, and I mean deep. Touchdown! Well, this is how legends are made.
All right, hello everybody. I'm Adam Zucker, and welcome to State Farm College Football Today. Coming up next, it's number 9 Auburn and number 2 LSU. Over on CBS Sports Network, it's Tulane and Navy coming up next, followed by Memphis and Tulsa, and then late, San Diego State visits UNLV, capping a quadruple header. So, it's Tiger versus Tiger in today's SEC heavyweight bout of the week. And what a difference a year makes. Last year at this time, both head coaches, Gus Malzahn and Ed Orgeron, were the subjects of hot seat talk. And now both are in position, because of their quarterbacks, to deliver a commanding statement in the conference and national title races. Joining me are, as always, Rick Neuheisel and Brian Jones. And how about those quarterbacks? We got to start with perhaps the Heisman frontrunner, Joe Burrow.
Wow. Unbelievable.
No, it's so.
Think about it.
I mean, who would have thought the kid from Ohio would become boy wonder of the Bayou?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is on fire. 80% completion, just a hair under that. 29 touchdown passes. He'd have to miss his next 70 throws to dip down to 60%.
Whoa.
They've got 50 points a game as an offense. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's an incredible math. And what I like about him is he's so subtle in the pocket and his mannerisms. You mentioned last week that he mirrors the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady. Well, that's we don't know about that just yet, but I know this. This guy knows how to maneuver within the pocket and make things happen, and he's got a great cast of wide receivers to throw the rock to.
Well, he does. This dynamic duo of Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson have been on fire. Chase normally lines up into the boundary. He's available on the RPO. He catches a lot of slants, has had big numbers on the year. And Justin Jefferson, I call him the monster in the middle. They keep finding him over the middle, and they throw the ball beautifully to him on third down.
And just in case you were wondering who's leading the SEC at the receiver position, it's these 2 guys. It's not those 4 tops there at Alabama. And these guys are tall, 6'1", 6'3", and there's a 6'4" guy who they're going to get back in the fold, Terrence Marshall, who's missed three weeks, and a tight end, Thaddeus Moss. Don't forget about him.
If Auburn's going to be any good at corralling this high-flying act, they're going to have to really maintain the 3 axioms of defense. Number 1, controlling the line of scrimmage, reestablishing, Brian, the line of scrimmage here. Watch Derek Brown get upfield right here and create havoc.
You got to make these running backs bubble, get back there, change that line of scrimmage. You just
Second, you got to have edge pressure. If you got a drop back passer, you got to constrict that pocket. Marlon Davidson right here.
And what I love about that, it's only a 4-man rush. If you can get consistent pressure with 4 men, this allows you a lot of freedom on the back end.
Aggressive secondary, absolutely a must. Javaris Davis right here overlapping the seam route. Great interception.
Exactly. You saw all those white shirts around that Arkansas Razorback wide receiver because you don't have to bring the blitz all the time to create pressure.
And a guy expected to be a star this year who didn't even play last week, Nick Coe. This would be a great time for him to have a breakout game. Now, on the other side, Gus Malzahn learned in the loss at Florida that maybe he needs to manage Bo Nix a little bit more, Rick.
Absolutely. Bo Nix is a young guy, freshman. And when he got into that environment, he goes 11 for 27, throws 3 interceptions, and ends up playing Auburn out of the game. His average performance in the SEC wins is about 19 throws. And if they can keep him in unscheduled, is what his coaches like to say, they'll be much better off today.
2 marquee matchups, an Oregon game in which they won and the Florida game they lost there in the swamp. 40% completion percentage. His touchdown interception ratio is upside down, 3 and 5. He has to take care of the rock, and the onus can't just be on him.
And they got to avoid 3rd and long. Bo Nix and Auburn's success today will require a running game. And Cam Martin has filled in nicely for the injured Boobie Whitlow, who did make the trip is in uniform and may have a limited role. Talk about being ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
this must be out a month.
We thought at least 6 weeks, right? 4 to 6 weeks, and he's the number 5 rusher in the SEC is Boobie Whitlow. But last week it was Cam Martin. Cam Martin, for the second time all season, he averaged at least 8.4 yards per carry. Averaged 10 yards last week versus the Razorbacks. But it was a stable of running backs, and that's what they need to do. It's got to be a team effort. You have to somehow find a way to get the ball into the playmakers' hands, and that's what Gus Malzahn on the offensive side of the ball wants to do.
And they better wear the right shoes for this one. There was very heavy rain in Baton Rouge yesterday and through the night, but it is supposed to be relatively dry during the game. Here's how things stand in the SEC West. Alabama and LSU, the last unbeatens in the conference. Auburn still controls its destiny, but the road to Atlanta will be a difficult one. Home dates still remaining with Georgia and Bama in the Iron Bowl to close out the regular season. As we now check out both teams warming up live in our eye test, starting with Auburn. BJ, what are you looking for today?
Well, the guy commanding the best defensive line in all of college football is defensive coordinator Kevin Steele. Remember 2015, he was LSU's defensive coordinator and came over to Auburn. Auburn hadn't ranked in the top 5 since 2007 on defense. Currently, they sit at number 3.
The defensive effort today is going to start up front. We talked about edge pressure. Marlon Davidson has 5.5 sacks. They're going to have to create some havoc. Cannot let Joe Burrow get comfortable. And Noah Igbenogany, he's the defensive back leader. They are going to play aggressive. If they can get that kind of pressure up front, they can get their hands on people and see what the officials will let them get away with.
Big number 91, he's been in the doghouse or tiger house, if you will. Healthy scratch last week versus the Razorbacks. Didn't meet our standards, is what Coach Malzahn said.
Coach Malzahn is loving his role back as a play caller. He said he'll never give it up again. It's going to be imperative for the Tigers' success today that they stay on schedule for their young quarterback, Bo Nix. A 56% passer, which is about where you want to be as a freshman. He understands what's going on. They got to keep him out of the exotic third and long situation where Dave Aranda can pin his defensive line's ears back.
They need Cam Martin, Boobie Whitlow, whoever's going to start. They need them to step up. Martin got his first start of the season last week, 10 rushes, 84 yards. He's a leader on his team, gave a very impactful speech last week prior to that ball game. Seth Williams, just glue on those hands. This guy's 4+ reception, at least 1 touchdown in 4 straight ball games. And Dave Aranda, the defensive coordinator for LSU, he's got to
get him some shoulder pads.
He's got that guy circled. Hey, we got to stop Seth Williams. We got other guys we have to stop as well. But he has really become a savant on that side of the ball. Michael Divinity, a guy who's played outside linebacker last year, 11 starts, is getting back in the fold after missing a few games this year. Jacoby Stevens is an excellent football player. He can play up in the box. He can play in that secondary. Had a big-time interception last week versus Mississippi State. A great young man, they say, off the field, but once he puts that helmet on and those shoulder pads, he's as ferocious as any player they have.
And how about offensive coordinator Steve Ensminger? Everybody's raving about what Joe Brady has meant to this offense. He had to embrace Joe Brady and allow his ideas to become part of the offense. That's the reason it's worked, and Joe Burrow has been the benefactor of that new offense. He's, as we said earlier, 80% as a passer, and I would argue that his leadership is as valuable to this team as his on-field exploits.
Yeah, and it helps when you have some toys like these receivers we've been discussing. Jamar Chase, also Justin Jefferson, both of these guys, 9 touchdown grabs on the season. Tall drinks of water. They can go up, contort their body, and make the physical catch.
They just keep doing it.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is also very valuable to this offense. You need balance, especially against a great defensive front like Auburn. 6 yards a carry, 7 touchdowns. It's hard to tackle him with just one man.
There you go. And put it all together, Joe Burrow, most touchdowns responsible for in the country and the highest completion percentage as well. Now, you know, we have our own guest picker today. The NBA season has just gotten started, but the world's biggest Auburn fan, Charles Barkley, also has his eye on today's game, along with a prediction.
Well, I got to admit, I'm nervous and I'm not overconfident. I'm looking forward to the game. I can't wait to watch. The key is going to be Auburn's defense. We got to hold them to 30 points. If they get over 30, we're not going to win. I think we're going to score. I think Nick has gotten better throughout the season. He had probably his best game last week against Arkansas. So I think we're going to score 28 points. The key is, can we score hold them under 30. So my final score is 31-28 Auburn.
He just slipped in an extra field goal.
And he keeps saying we. He quit football. You can't say we when you quit.
Right. Yeah.
I'd recruit that guy to play
Yeah,
football.
of course. We might have to.
He quit on you.
We might have to send him his March Madness props if Auburn pulls this off. All right, SEC action already underway today. Mississippi State visiting A&M. Mississippi State after losing to LSU. All right, we're back. LSU's offense has been very potent inside the 20. Ed Orgeron's squad leads the nation in red zone offense, converting on all 39 trips, 31 of which have been touchdowns. We'll hear from him momentarily as we go to Jamie Erdahl, who filed this tailgate report presented by Smile Direct Club earlier.
It's been 20 years since Auburn was able to come to Baton Rouge and beat LSU in Death Valley. In other words, this hasn't happened in Bo Nix's lifetime. Young? Yes. Ready to handle the roar of Tiger Stadium? Well, we'll see. Coach O knows that in order to keep this streak alive, his quarterback and Heisman contender Joe Burrow will have to handle a ferocious Auburn defensive line. Coach, you must have a chip built into you to appreciate a really good defensive line. How good is this Auburn defensive line?
They're great. They're 2 first-round draft choices. Those guys are phenomenal players. The key to the whole game is how we're going to block them today.
So what's the trick?
Double team, double team, double team.
When you see a freshman quarterback like Bo Nix, how do you disrupt him, especially seeing he didn't fare well against a Florida team a couple weeks ago?
You know, we have to pick and choose when we're going to pressure him. We got to get him with a 4-man rush. I think our crowd is going to be the winning edge today.
I know this is your home turf. The wind, will it affect your quarterback play at all?
It should not, but if it does during the game, we'll be able to run the football. We'll see.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Go Tigers.
Historically, the Tiger Bowl always delivers, and today should be no exception, as 2 top 10 teams will scratch and claw at each other until one emerges victorious with one more stripe and one more win under their belt as we enter a significant stretch of the SEC schedule.
I love what he said there about running the rock. They didn't rush for 100 last week. 2 of the games prior to that game versus Mississippi State, well over 200. They need to be able to run the ball.
So happy for him. And if Jambalaya had a voice, that's what it would sound like.
Oh, yeah. I want the Ed Orgeron pull cord toy.
Absolutely.
Go Tigers, every time. All right, back to the scoreboard now. We got a huge upset in the making affecting the national title. Jamie Erdahl now, who caught up with Auburn's Gus Malzahn earlier.
Coach, this stadium has the chance to be just as loud as Florida was a couple weeks ago. How does Bo Nix's afternoon go differently in terms of that?
Well, we got to do a better job. We can't have plays that go down the play clock at the very end when it gets really loud. So we've worked really hard, the last 2 weeks, and I think we'll be better today than we were then.
It's no secret on the road that a run game needs to be present. What is the availability of Boobie Whitlow this afternoon?
Yeah, Boobie's here with us. He will play. It may be on a limited basis. We'll see. He did practice a little bit this week, but he's here, and I think that's positive.
It's been 20 years since Auburn came to this house and upset LSU. How do you upset a Heisman contender today?
Well, we're going to play our best game, and our guys are ready. Obviously, they're a great team, but we think we got a really good team, too, and our guys are looking forward to it.
Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
I actually feel like he's got a little confidence coming into this game. I think he feels like they can run the ball, keep things on schedule, and when they keep things on schedule, I truly believe he believes Bo Nix is good enough.
All right, need that D-line to do something. You know who else came into the day pretty confident? The Oklahoma Sooners. And we check on what's going on.
Ed Orgeron's LSU Tigers set to close out their October schedule with a march down Victory Hill in Baton Rouge. The nation's #2 team looking to keep their perfect record intact today. And all eyes will be on the nation's hottest quarterback, Joe Burrow. Even Mike the Tiger smells something in the air. A streak of Tigers from the plains of Auburn ready to ambush in Death Valley.
I got the eye of the tiger. Touchdown Tigers!
And so the tale of top 10 Tigers will be told today as the Home Depot SEC on CBS brings you to Death Valley. Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. It's the second-ranked undefeated Tigers of LSU against the once-beaten and ninth-ranked Tigers of Auburn. 102,000 on hand for the 54th renewal of these SEC West Giants. And we welcome you to Death Valley. I always love that term. Welcome to Death Valley, where dreams come to die.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
It doesn't. Brad Nessler with Gary Danielson, partner. This is where it starts to get serious now.
It really does. There are 5 teams in the Southeastern Conference that still control their destiny. The one team people don't remember is Auburn. Now, they've had a tough schedule, but if they beat the number 2 team today, the schedule tilts that way and they get some home games. Big football game.
To have a team as good as Auburn, an undefeated team, a number 2 ranked team, you got to have stars on both sides of the field, and they've got them.
They surely do. When LSU plays football right now, they've got stars on both sides of the field. Grant Delpit, a safety. They've got some safeties here. Tyrone Matthew, Jamal Adams, but none any better than this guy. Grant Delpit is interchangeable. He'll line up all over the football field, make plays in the secondary or at the line of scrimmage. He's a game breaker, and their defensive coordinator, Dave Aranda, places him in different spots the whole football game, but they've got a star at quarterback now. Joe Burrow, no one's playing better, no one's hotter. On third down, it used to be at LSU, which way do we run the draw? This year is which direction do we throw a first down pass? A lot different.
Last year in this game was almost like the coming out party for Joe. It was the first time he threw for over 200 yards. He might do that by halftime today. I don't think I'd want to be in his cleats today looking at the Auburn defense.
No, Auburn has stars, and at the right spot. They've got 2 stars that if you're going to stop Joe Burrow, you need him to put on his back. And that's what Derek Brown, 2 number 1 draft choices, Derek Brown and Marlon Dickinson. They both came back, Marlon Davidson, excuse me. They both came back to play this year. They come back as stars, and they could be game breakers. The question for Auburn is, where do they get the star on offense? Is it their quarterback? Still pretty young. They've got 2 capable wide receivers, but a true freshman quarterback that has to throw them the ball. I think the star on offense has to be their game caller right here. What does he have to do, Brad? How about come up with something?
Well, he's got a bag of tricks. It's almost Halloween. We'll see if it's a bag of treats today. Tiger Bowl 54 in front of a sellout crowd in Baton Rouge is coming up. SEC on CBS is sponsored by today's military, Chick-fil-A, New Orleans Tourism, and by Aflac.
Welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's Auburn versus LSU in the annual Tiger Bowl.
We back in the speakers, back in black, getting blasted in the bleachers. It's probably true what my mama said. I do it just like my daddy did. We back in the saddle, back on stage, making the whole place rattle. Back with the A-Tool train on the track. Thought we were gone, but you're wrong. Now it's on. We back.
Ball is out. The big fella's got it again. Down the sideline. He's gone.
This is the Home Depot SEC on CBS. The best game from the best conference.
And we're back at Tiger Stadium. LSU won the toss. Auburn will receive before we have any of that. Third member of our team is Jamie Erdahl. Jamie?
Brad, it was just 3 weeks ago this Auburn team traveled to Gainesville, Florida to be handed the lone loss of their season. And if you ask Bo Nix, his ears just stopped ringing. Now, it's understandable to try to figure out what happened to the true freshman quarterback in that game that was so unlike any other this season, and he would have a two-word answer for you: the swamp. He told me the louder that stadium got, the faster the game got for him, and he didn't appreciate how much time would be eaten up by calling out plays to each of his linemen. Now, Auburn has repped this a lot over the last couple weeks to make that communication more efficient, and things look better for Bo Nix last week, but he's got another nasty two words coming at him today, Brad: Death Valley.
Yes, exactly. If he thought it was loud in the swamp, wait until he gets a load at Tiger Stadium. The sun just came out, of all things. Yesterday we had over an inch of rain. We had some this morning. The wind has died down a little bit. And the last three games between these two teams have been decided by 10 points. Will it be that way again? 30 wins for LSU, 22 for Auburn. There's been one tie. And the home team does pretty well in this matchup of Tigers. Avery Atkins, an Auburn, Alabama native of all things, will tee it up to kick off for LSU. And Sean Shivers and Matthew Hill will be back deep for Auburn. This is when it starts getting fun, folks. They'll let it go, and Auburn will come out to the 25-yard line. As we check our Chick-fil-A starting lineups, and it starts with the guy that Jamie just spoke of, a freshman who enrolled in January, and here he is in a hot spot, Bo Nix. 11 passing touchdowns, 3 on the ground. He's had a touchdown pass in every game so far through 7. And he had a career-high 3 touchdowns last week in the win over Arkansas. Cam Martin with him in the Tiger backfield on first down. And the throw quickly complete out to Eli Stove, and immediately a first down. A pickup of almost 12 as Grant Delpit makes his first tackle of the day. Here's the offense that joins Bo Nix and company. Anthony Schwartz, they got the ball in his hands a week ago, and it paid big dividends. When we saw him against Florida, he touched it only once. Jacob Phillips in on the stop for the LSU defense that looks like this. Guy that had a career game last week, including a sensational interception, a sack. Jacoby Stevens, one of the long line of excellent safeties in LSU Tiger history. 2nd down and 8. Nix lobs it, incomplete, intended for Stove again. And it was Derek Stingley there to make the play, Gary.
Stingley did not get targeted at all in the last game we did him, but look at edge right here. That's a key matchup. Can Chason be blocked? That time he was.
3rd down for Auburn. 45% on the year on their 3rd down conversions. They looked like it was going to be a hurry up, and now they take their time as they look to the sideline and Gus Malzahn.
Still plenty of time, 15 seconds. That's what Jamie was talking about. Get back and ready with time on the play clock.
Here comes a blitz, a low snap. Nix comes up firing, incomplete, intended for Stove again, and Christian Fulton was right there with him.
And you better be very careful. Derek Stingley has not been targeted a lot, but Christian Fulton was a preseason highly thought of player, All-American mentions. If this ball would have been on target, I think Fulton would have picked it off.
I agree. So they got 1 first down, but then it's punting time. Aaron Sipotz to punt for Auburn. And Derek Stingley, who we just mentioned, back at the 20-yard line to return. End over end kick. Not going to get a chance to return this one. Fair catch around the 23-yard line.
First down for the Tigers.
So we're just a minute in. And there's a flag down at the end of the play. Ken Williamson is our referee as he'll trot down and have a little confab with his fellow officials. Well, I think that's going to be the play right there.
It's going to cost Derek Dillon, number 19, right there.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team number 19. Correction, 19 on the receiving team. Half distance to the goal, first down.
We talk about that a lot, Brad. Emotions can get too high.
Little mistakes like this can be costly when it gets close. First mistake of the game is a penalty by the Tigers.
When you're from two different worlds, you're bound to get noticed.
We're from California.
We are also Jewish.
A new Bob Hart's Abishola, Monday.
Well, the LSU offense will start in a little bit of a hole as we check the Chick-fil-A starting lineups, and it starts with Joe Burrow, #1 in the country in completion percentage, #1 in the SEC, #2 in the country in passing yardage, and tied for the top spot in touchdown passes. The rest of the offense looks like this, and he gets an added weapon back in Terrace Marshall, who's missed the last 3 games with injury, so he's even got more weapons to play with.
Every step of the way, Joe Burrow has shown a different part of his game. He just keeps growing. He goes from being tough. A year ago, he was clutch in this game, and now he's just on fire.
Has to work from the 12-yard line. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with him in the backfield. 3 wides to his left. He's looking that way. Pump fakes, and now he's going to pull it down and get dropped for a loss of a yard. Owen Papo, a true freshman out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, made the stop. Here's the Auburn Tiger defense. Their safeties, Kevin Steele says, 2 of the smartest guys he's had back there in tandem. They'll be busy today.
And on that play, Jamian Sherwood, a nickel safety, #9, took away the throw smartly. Exactly what they want to do. Have Joe Burrow pull the ball down and allow the pass rush to get to him.
2nd down and 11. The quick throw out to Jefferson here on a little wide out. With help from his friends trying to get a block from Terrace Marshall. These 3 guys are pretty special. We talk about the Alabama receivers all the time. These guys can play. In fact, Jefferson and Chase are #1 and #2 in receiving yards in the conference.
Had an injury along the sideline here. That's why there's a stoppage of play.
Javaris Davis, I think, is the guy that's down.
Yeah, and one of those outside corners that really this defense is built on. They want to play man-to-man on the outside with Davis and Igbenogany, and then let the safeties kind of double team, kind of try to get that. What the offense is trying to do is throw easy slants, and the defense is trying to take the first throw away from Joe Burrow.
Javaris, we had a Parab guy. One of our guys goes down on that heap too, and also the yard marker. They don't bend very well. Hopefully Javaris is okay. Hopefully our guy's okay as well. 3rd down and 3. Meanwhile, back on the field where LSU's been really good this year. 51% in their 3rd down conversions. A quick toss, and that one's behind Jamar Chase.
And Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator for Auburn that time, brought 5. Joe Burrow knew he had to get rid of it quickly. Inside technique. Oh, that's an easy throw. That's a miss. Those are the ones he's been hitting. Was the ball tipped?
Oh, went right over
his arms.
Right over Truesdale's bicep, I think.
Exactly. One more set of curls, and that was blocked.
Von Rosenberg's punt fielded around the 31 by Christian Tutt.
How about that throw?
And a flag down again.
Holding. Only kicking team, number 18. 10-yard penalty from dead ball spot. 1st down.
So that gives Auburn a little bit better field position to work with on offense when we return. There's Kevin Steele talking with his cornerback, who he hopes is going to be okay to come back in.
A game of honor. The Army-Navy game presented by USAA, Saturday, December 14th on CBS.
Adam Zucker in New York with this Papa John's update. A national title contender has gone down. Number 5 Oklahoma could not stop Kansas State, falling behind 48-23. Jalen Hurts unable to complete a late rally, and so Baylor's the only unbeaten left in the Big 12. Ness, Gary, back to you.
Wow. Well, Jalen put up 491 yards offense and 4 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough. First loss against an unranked opponent in a couple of years. Iowa State was the last one. We're checking on the injuries we had suffered there a few minutes ago. Ted Smith's okay. Ted's okay.
Yeah, it's a lower extremity.
Yeah.
We don't release those injuries.
Our medical staff refuses to give out their information.
Right. We don't have a tent. We just don't release anything.
That's right. Caleb on Chason makes it. Williams.
Well, interesting throwing patterns for these two teams. Now, they're kind of opposite. Auburn throws the ball outside the hashes 86% of the time. Second highest in the league, by the way, all 3 today. LSU throws the ball between the hashes.
Is that just system, or is that an experienced quarterback against a freshman?
Well, a little of each. That's true.
Well, this one's down the middle, and it was on target, but broken up by Kerry Vincent.
Sal Cannella coming in on the crossing route. We teed it up. The scouting report for LSU is the ball goes wide. Vincent on Cannella. More speed from Vincent. Pretty good throw. I think they have to continue to attack, at least try to attack the middle of the field.
Another third down for Auburn. 3rd and 9. Possible blitz coming off the corner, and somebody jumps. It's going to be 3rd down at 14 now.
Tough
Rashad Lawrence says, yeah, bring it on.
Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That was a tough matchup that LSU showed there. Divinity and Chason, 45 and 18, are both lined up to the left side. They're 2 best pass rushers. That might have spooked them.
Prince Dago and Ogo, the left tackle, is the guy that jumps, and now it's 3rd down and a whole bunch.
Now you got to be careful. I actually thought against Florida, Gus asked his quarterback, his young quarterback, to do too much. In these situations, not a bad thing to just call something and punt the ball if you have to.
And in this case, they're going to talk about it before the 3rd down happens. And Gus is not happy with his left tackle. 3rd down and 14. Stream CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 news network for coverage. It's always focused on the game. Get nonstop highlights, fantasy advice, and picks. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Gary will be on with the HQ folks at the end of our game. Right now, a big 3rd down here early in the first quarter for the Auburn Tigers. It was LSU that took that timeout before the break. Trying to keep my Tigers straight. It'll be kind of a challenge all day. Nix lobs it over the middle, completes it to Schwartz. Schwartz, the fastest guy in football, is out to the 40. Well, we said they had to get him involved, and what a time to get him involved on 3rd and long.
1 yard pass, not even a 1 yard pass, and they pick up the 1st down. Auburn is basically conceding a punt, and Schwartz's speed gets him the 1st down.
18 yards on that 3rd and 14. Now they've got it 1st down at the 40 of LSU. And it's DJ Williams, a tough yard and a half. Grant Delpit, part of the crew that brought him down.
Brad, in the open we were talking about, can Gus Malzahn find some points for his offense? With this field position right here, I think this may be a huge chance for him to dial up the play. Got one-on-one on down here. Your best 50-50 ball, 18 against Stingley.
They come back, and he hits his receiver, DJ Williams, right in the 3 in the back. But there's a flag, and it's going to be on Patrick Queen. Well, that's what Coach O thinks of it.
They might talk this and pick this flag up. That jam happened close to the line of scrimmage, and was it a catchable ball? Patrick Queen is coming across.
Pass interference, defense number 8. The penalty will place the ball as part of the foul and includes an automatic 1st down.
Now you saw the bump right about at the 32-yard line.
I tell you, I agree with that call. You know, when you're coming across like that, you look at the man, the ball was in the air, it was in the vicinity. I think you have to make that call.
So with the penalty, They do the sugar huddle there at the 32-yard line with the first down. The give, Shivers, good run down to the 22. Kerry Vincent in on the stop, and here goes Auburn. They love to go fast when things are going their way. Stand ahead of the sticks, but I think there's an LSU guy down, and that will stop everything. Kerry Vincent, who helped on the stop, is the guy on one knee for LSU.
Second down 5. 27-yard line. Tigers shaking up.
It's not only a good play, it's also when it's near their hash that they can go fast. They know the defense cannot substitute going clear across the field. Let's see what happened.
Now you got a knee to the back of the head there.
Head, absolutely.
Growing up, I never thought I'd be on this side.
CBS Monday.
No score. 11-13 remaining first quarter.
One of the subtle changes, Brad, since we've seen Auburn is the health of Anthony Schwartz. Seth Williams, when he's on the field by himself, you see what the Auburn defense does. When Anthony Schwartz was on the field by himself, see what the offense does. But now they've moved Schwartz to Z, so they're both on the field. And look at the production. They're better when they can play opposite sides of the formation.
Right now, only part of it's out there. Williams with Schwartz on the sideline, but Schwartz' 18-yard pickup is what got him this deep into LSU territory. Fake pitch. Nix comes up, rips it to the end zone, and he overshot Seth Williams. Maybe they should have had Schwartz on the other side.
Well, I tell you, they went after a man-to-man coverage to the outside with Christian Fulton on their best jump ball receiver. When we talked to Gus, he said, we're going to have to go deep on him a few times. We have to throw the 50-50 ball.
Now, here's where they don't want to make a mistake. 3 points is good enough. They want a touchdown, but 3rd and 5, don't ruin your field position right here, which is something they did against Florida a couple of times. Nix, that's perfect. First down inside the 20, down to the 17 to Seth Williams.
Well, after you go through, as Jamie said, what Bo Nix did at Florida, it may seem calmer to him today. He looks more settled. I think the play calling, they're not giving him as many options in this game. He doesn't have to do as much at the line of scrimmage.
Simplify a little bit.
Absolutely. You don't want your quarterback making 5 decisions and all the crowd noise.
That was a strike to the 17 for the first down. And this one's tipped, incomplete. Glenn Logan, I think, got a big paw on it on that defensive front for LSU.
With modern day passes, you have to stress your defensive linemen to get your hands up in the air. Because you're throwing quick, you don't have chances to get sacks. So when you're about 3 yards from the quarterback, jump up. That's why we recruited you. You're 6'5", jump up and get in the face of the quarterback.
Second down at 10. Stove in motion. They give it to Williams. Good gain. Picked up about 5, but it's 3rd down again.
And will Auburn go faster? It does look like they're going to fast. Now do they go with the same play with the read, with the quarterback, and the keep this time?
Whoops, might be a free play. Nix to the corner. He just threw that one away. I think he knew that there was going to be a flag.
There was a flag down.
I think Caleb Chason jumped in the neutral zone.
And it was the play where Auburn just freezes. Their offensive line doesn't even move on the play.
Offside. Defense number 18. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Here's the movement, but watch the offensive line. They never move. It's somewhat of a trick play. Watch this. They snap it and never budge. Boy, the penalties have hurt LSU so far.
That's a couple first downs this drive.
And 2 previous that set up the field position.
3rd down at a yard. Williams behind Nix, but Nix just does it himself straight ahead. Nice surge, and it's 1st and goal.
So now you wonder if they're going to bring in Gatewood as a running quarterback.
There he comes.
No,
Oops, there he goes. He pulled the leash.
I wonder if he can hear our broadcast. Maybe he thought I called him in, and Gus said no.
It was Gus.
Yes. No, that was good.
Just inside the 7, 1st and goal. Nix keeps it again. Might have gotten a yard.
Nix had the ball right side.
Showing you Joey Gatewood again saying, okay, I think I heard Gary Coleman. Nope, wait, no, that was Gary, not me.
2nd and goal.
So last time LSU blitzed and played man across the board.
2nd and goal, 7.
Just to note, Kerry Vincent back in the game, number 5. He was hit in the back of the head. He's back out there.
Cam Martin, the veteran, comes back into the backfield. Williams goes out. There's Kerry trotting out to the top of your screen on 2nd down and goal.
Balance to the right. Only 2 defenders to the left. That's 2 offensive linemen left.
Nix fires late, incomplete. Knocked away. Christian Fulton on the pass intended for Shedrick Jackson.
Great discipline by this LSU secondary. Delpit's going to get outside and cover the wide man in motion. Takes away the throw to the outside. Nowhere for Nix to go with the football. Has to dump it out of bounds.
3rd down and goal. 13th play of the drive coming up.
Smart substitution by LSU. Since Auburn substituted, LSU has an opportunity to bring their guys in without the stress.
The tight end to the top, 3 wideouts to the left, and this time they don't hold their ground as the whole right side of the Auburn line jumped.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
You cannot argue with the success that the hurry-up offenses have. But they also make a lot of mistakes when they're trying to hurry like this, especially in the offensive line. That's 2 illegal procedures that they've had. One of them in key position right here.
Making it more difficult on themselves right now are the Auburn Tigers. 3rd down and goal. Backed up just inside the 12.
Remember the interception he threw against Florida in this situation.
Blitz, the fade to the corner and way out of bounds, intended for Seth Williams.
See, I like that call, though. Against Florida on 3rd and long, after a penalty, they threw down the middle. They got it picked off. This time, you throw, but you throw in a safe area to the outside. Either your best player gets it, nobody gets it. Stingley had great coverage. Try to take 3 points out of the drive.
So they're going to have to settle for the field goal attempt of Anders Carlson.
Wasn't that bad, bro. It wasn't that bad.
This will be a 30-yard attempt. 8 out of 10 on the year. Made one and missed one last week in the win over Arkansas. And this one's up and good. So a long time-consuming drive. The Auburn Tigers, a penalty late, force them into a field goal attempt. But their freshman quarterback may have gained a little bit of confidence. The LSU defense holds, though, and it's Auburn 3-0. I guess it wasn't that long a drive, Gare. 42 yards, but it took 14 plays to do it.
I was pointing to that during the commercial. Well, yep, a lot happened, but it wasn't very far that it took.
Carlson, who hit the field goal, set to kick off. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is back, and he'll call for the fair catch at the goal line to bring it out to the 25-yard line. Tomorrow, it's an NFL on CBS doubleheader beginning with the Cardinals clash with the Saints or the surprising Colts and the Broncos, followed by the Browns and the Patriots going toe-to-toe in Foxborough. Jim, Tony, and Tracy will have that one. All starts with the NFL today at noon Eastern on CBS.
Just a note here, only 3 plays run by this LSU team. LSU, it's hard even for me to say this, is #1 in the nation in passing on 1st down in yards. They need some yards.
In 126 years, we wouldn't have said that before this season. 1st down from the 25. And Joe Burrow looking to throw. Blitz coming across the middle. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, maybe a 3-yard gain. Last year, Joe was 15 of 34 for 249 yards in this game and 1,415 overall through 7 games. A lot more than that this year. Calmly throws that one. Going to be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, it's like the old basketball player. You know, you miss a few shots. What should you do? Keep shooting.
Yep.
And that's what the modern-day quarterbacks. When you have faith in your quarterback, you keep shooting. This time it's Joe throwing.
Edwards-Helaire, nice little hop skip, and now a jump into the secondary out to the 45 and a first down.
Deculus gets a good block, number 76 at the end of the line of scrimmage right there. And I'm going to say the best kept secret in the SEC is Edwards-Helaire.
Here he is again. There he goes again for about 8 more. I think Gary's underlooked because he's a little bit undersized.
Yes, but I'm telling you, turn on the tape and watch this guy play football. He catches passes, he picks up blitzes, and when he runs, he jumps into holes. As I say, I think he might be the most underrated player in the SEC this year.
Second down at 2. Burrow comes up firing a slant, and the strike is to Jefferson for the first down.
Well, you can see the strategy by this Auburn defense. They're saying, we're going to keep it in front of us. Are you patient enough, LSU, Joe Burrow, to keep throwing these short passes? Because we're going to make you complete 9 of them all the way down the field.
Jefferson now in motion over to the slot. And first down at the 43 of Auburn. Burrow again trying to go down the middle. This one's broken up, and there comes a flag. Javaris Davis with the penalty.
Jefferson, incomplete. Flag on the play.
Got it. Oh, that was a little, they call it a jerk route.
Pass interference. Defense number 13.
Outside.
Penalty will place the ball at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
You jerk that defender one way, either inside and go out or outside and go in, and you can see the grab on Jefferson.
It has started to sprinkle a little bit here. Jamie would probably say it's more than a sprinkle, but we had sunshine at kickoff and a little bit of rain right now. As LSU's work to the Auburn 39. Edwards-Helaire motion out of the backfield. Burrow's going to flip it out to him. Got a couple of blockers out there on the edge. Picked up about 7.
Nice call by Steve Emsinger. If the team is squatting and trying to force you to throw in between those coverages, call the screen. All the receivers were not looking for the ball. They were just blocking downfield and almost like a run play.
Got good blocks from 2 wide receivers and his tight end. And now back across the middle to the tight end, Thaddeus Moss. And just a yard shy of the first down.
Be careful if you're squatting on routes. Jordan Jefferson's going to go right by you. The booth has seen this. No coverage at all.
It might be Justin Jefferson. Jordan's probably watching. But it won't be Jordan.
I'm sorry.
I don't mean to correct you, but they've had so many Jeffersons on this team.
Ricky was here too.
3 brothers. Justin's the last in the line. So we approach 6 minutes in the quarter, and LSU methodically moving it down the field, as Gary said, with the little short passes or the runs of Edwards-Helaire.
There's always an answer. Who has the chalk last? You know, you get to call the play on defense, then the offense gets to react.
First down at the 29. Delayed blitz. Burrow steps up. He's going to get hammered at the 35-yard line by K.J. Britt. And that time, Kevin Steele's defense wins that little mind battle.
You want to see how you win physical football? Watch the block by the guard with K.J. Britt. Stones him, knocks him down, and then puts the rush on Joe Burrow. That's how you play physical football when you rush the passer.
A lot of guys would have quit right when the contact was made, but not him. And the big sack makes it second down at 16.
Buckled him.
Yes.
On that one.
Play action. Burrow going to get hit from behind, but he got rid of the ball out to Thaddeus Moss, the tight end.
I'll tell you, they're not sacking him yet, but Joe Burrow can feel it. You get him once, but they've been at his feet all game. Coming around the corner this time.
Big Marlon Davidson.
You can feel it. Gets sacked on the previous play and almost on that one from shotgun.
The longest third down of the day for LSU. Empty backfield for Burrow on 3rd and long. And flags, whistle, stop play. False start, 3rd and longer.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Well, the quarterback not only feels that heat coming from the defensive front, so do the offensive linemen.
They do. That pass rush up front, that physicalness from those front 4. And, you know, they don't just start. They start, you know, the receivers come out here and catch balls. Look what the defensive linemen from Auburn do. Working on their hands and pass rush. Yikes.
Exactly. Joe Burrow looks to the sideline, brings Edwards-Helaire in a little tighter. On 3rd down and 17. Joe's going to run with this. And only got a couple yards courtesy of Marlon Davidson again. The big fella first came around the edge to put the pressure on. This time he makes the tackle.
Number 3, they try to throw on Marlon Davidson to not knock him down that time. Deculus does. Gets around the edge and makes the tackle. I think they were trying to get the field goal. Just enough yardage to get 5-8 yards to get into field goal position. LSU only has 10 men out.
And here comes number 11.
Torrey Carter.
So Von Rosenberg to punt. Looked like it was going to be a good one. It took a high bounce late.
4 guys are there for LSU, and it lands in between them.
Yeah, they couldn't have had people in better position.
Look at this. And then they let it bounce. That's a mistake right there.
Should have caught it. Dillon should have caught it. He says, I'm a receiver, not a punt returner.
And remember, in college football, the ball breaks the plane. In pro football, you can bat it back, but not in college.
3 minutes remaining in the quarter. Last time Auburn had it, it seemed like took forever to go 42 yards. The biggest play was that 18-yard pickup to Schwartz.
Also, the throw over the middle for the first 3rd down play. Then they sneak it on 3rd down. The last 3rd down, though, they had the penalty and didn't pick it up.
Now they start from the 20. Sean Shivers got the edge all the way out to the 33. Shivers started in this game a year ago and had a touchdown that gave Auburn a lead at one point.
Spencer Nye right there on the edge gets the big block on the play.
Quick snap. The pitch out to Shivers. Wow, he had to do everything in his power to get that 4 yards.
What quickness. Grant Delpit was in there first. He eluded the tackle by Delpit, and watch him get around the corner. Delpit right there doesn't make it, and then he runs through the missed tackle and out for a very positive play.
They give him 3 to the 36. 2nd and 7. Bo Nix will come up to his offensive line so he can be heard. And a tough yard by Shivers that time. With Boobie Whitlow out injured, it's been running by committee against Arkansas. They did a good job of it.
It would have been a penalty, but I think Mike Divinity took a timeout to save it.
2nd timeout of the half.
And it was a good timeout. 3rd and 6. Divinity sees they're going to get a substitution penalty, and he takes the timeout to save his team.
At Domino's,
Want to miss, plus can $1 billion experiment save the giant panda tomorrow on CBS? No pandas here, but a lot of tigers and a lot of flags.
That's the 3rd one.
And comes out of a timeout.
False start, offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Marquel Harrell The penalty.
Well, we saw Mike Divinity call the timeout, but here's why. Dave Aranda, offensive coordinator, tries to substitute 5 players. He calls it a hockey change. Divinity said, no deal.
Yeah, hockey line wasn't going to get off the ice quick enough there.
There's Dave.
3rd down and 11. Blitz coming. Nix had it tipped, but got it into the hands of Williams. And he'll get it out to the 40. Jacoby Stevens batted that thing up in the air, but DJ Williams hung with it, made the catch.
Seth Williams, number 18, actually gets a good block to the outside over here to really spring the play to the outside. Well-conceived play. Divinity had man-to-man coverage and almost busted that play.
Aaron Siposs to punt again. Derek Stingley back deep. Ed Orgeron said, man, if we could just get Derek Stingley a little room to field a punt. But they kick it away from him and knock it out of bounds. Pretty good kick all the way down around the 14, I think is where they're going to spot it.
10-yard line.
Actually, they're going to put it closer to the 11.
Great punt.
Can't do any better than that. 49-yard kick and out of bounds.
And remember, LSU could have downed the ball against Auburn inside the 2 if they catch the ball. And now look where LSU gets the football back. That is a great drive. Even though they don't score, that's a big drive.
Flip the field.
Absolutely.
It's a little over a minute to go in the quarter. If you're just joining us, we've got a 30-yard Anders Carlson field goal on the board for Auburn. That's it so far. And the high-powered LSU offense has been kept pretty much in check by the Auburn defense. See how they do this time from the 11. Joe Burrow loads and now has to reload, and he's knocked down at the 2-yard line. Second sack. Derek Brown, a big fella, causing some havoc on the inside.
You know, sometimes they say it's important just to get in the quarterback's face. But against LSU, it's really important to get a sack. Let me tell you why. Joe Burrow has only had 20 drives coming into this game all year where he didn't produce points. On 8 of those 20 drives, he was sacked during the drive. 3 drives so far, 2 times he's been sacked, no points.
Derek Brown's going to get credit for the sack because he knocked the guard right back into the quarterback.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah,
sure.
no, I wasn't going to. Joe landed on his most prolific side.
Yes, he did.
From a week ago. Everybody knows that story. That might be the final play of the quarter. That guy is a disruptor. Derek Brown.
So much so that LSU all week in practice had a red hat on the scout team number 5 so they could put their protection to number 5 all week.
First quarter comes to a close in Death Valley. Auburn on the road trying to pull off an upset. They have a 3-0 lead, and we'll return to Baton Rouge after this message and a word from your local station.
We trust you.
A lot of great players and great moments over the years in the Tiger Bowl. This is the 54th edition here in Baton Rouge. Start the second quarter. Joe Burrow all by his lonesome inside his own 5-yard line on 3rd down and 12.
Tough call. 3rd and long. 3 sacks already.
Burrow in trouble again. Scrambles away from it. He's going to keep it, trying to get to the sticks, and he does. Oh,
did he get hit?
Did he take a shot from Davis?
Holy cow. This is where Joe can show his toughness. This is how the team fell in love with Joe Burrow against UCF last year. Taking a hit like this and popping right back up to play.
And he said to us yesterday, what was I supposed to do? Say, I quit?
No, he said, it hurt, but what am I supposed to do?
I think that one, he felt that one too, but he got the first down.
Could change the whole tenor of this game for this LSU offense that has been struggling so.
We talked about his toughness last week, and he just took a wicked lick. Here's Derek Brown again making a play. And we talked about earlier, about an hour ago, we talked about the strength of the Auburn team is number 5 and number 3, and they've been playing that way.
They have. When you can sack the quarterback, everything gets out of sync. I'm wondering, could that have been targeting on Joe? You know, I mean, that was really close, I thought.
On 2nd and 11, he has time this time and goes over the middle, complete to Moss, his tight end. And we take you back to that hit. Gene Steratore, our rules official, with us. Gene, what do you think?
It's good contact, and here's why. Because Burrow is a runner, he's not a defensive player. The only type of targeting we could have is with the crown of the helmet. There, I believe it was delivered to the head neck area, but it was with the shoulder, and I think it's just a good physical play by Auburn.
All right, Gene, Joe's probably saying easy for you to say. Steps up this time again. They harass him in the pocket. He throws late, but he got it complete to Jamar Chase. And another first down.
You know, Brad, one of the, we talked about how Clyde Edwards-Helaire might be underrated as a player, but probably the most underrated thing about Joe Burrow is how good of an athlete he is. All-state point guard in Ohio coming out of high school. He ran the ball 4 times last year against Auburn in critical situations, and he's showing it again today.
They bring the up. The throw is incomplete. Is there going to be a flag? Christian Tuck? No, I guess not. Justin Jefferson, the intended receiver.
Justin Jefferson.
Auburn does not intercept a lot of balls because they play a lot of close man-to-man coverage, and the way Kevin Steele teaches it is they play the man, not the ball. They play through the man to the ball.
I think that was a good no call. I think Justin Jefferson just sort of tripped. The field is getting a little choppy out there after the rain we had yesterday and again earlier. And I think he just lost his footing.
Stack formation to try to stay away from the bump and run that Auburn's so good at.
That stack is Marshall and Jefferson. Burrow wanting to throw again. Does. Got it complete. Jamar Chase, first down, LSU.
Give that one to the offensive line. Remember all the pressure that Joe Burrow's been on. This time he had enough time to let that receiver go clear across the field and make the throw.
And the pickup is good for 19 down to the 47. Burrow looking for more. Fires complete down to the 20 and out of bounds, and it's Jamar Chase again.
So you want to play bump and run? You're going to face the back shoulder throw. This time it's Smoke Monday, number 21. Oh, excuse me, it's not number 21, it's 23. Roger McCreary on the outside of the formation playing bump and run. Perfect throw.
19 to Chase, 29 to Chase, and now Burrow going to the corner for the home run ball. Got it. Touchdown, Terrace Marshall. LSU finally got it in gear.
Defense number 4. That penalty is declined. Result in play, touchdown.
It was Chase, and then Terrace Marshall. Back in the lineup today, and he's got a touchdown.
We asked Steve Emsinger, what does Terrace Marshall bring to the offense? You see him number 6 to the outside. He says red zone scoring. He's a big receiver. Igbenogany gets out of phase, ends up trying to grab Marshall. Would have been a good thing if he could have grabbed him on the play, but it ends up, what a drive and what a scramble by Joe Burrow, withstanding that hit and leading his team down the field.
Cade York for the point after, up and good. So it took a little while for the LSU offense to get in gear, but when they did, as Gary said, could be a game changer by their gutsy, tough quarterback number 9, congratulating his offense that just capped an 89-yard drive in 10 plays. Jamar Chase with a couple of long balls, and then touchdown number 30 on the year for Joe Burrow, and it's 7-3 LSU.
LSU, fierce minds, fierce hearts, fierce for the future.
Joe Burrow just engineered an 89-yard drive in 10 plays, went 6 out of 7.
And the Auburn bench was upset. Deculus on T.D. Moulton. There was a grab on the shoulder. The Auburn bench went crazy on the no call. Gus, there you see the end of it. That's the calm part of him going crazy on the play. T.D. Moulton's coming around the outside. He gets grabbed, no call on the right tackle. Austin Deculus and touchdown.
Avery Atkins to pick off. And Auburn will start at the 25 as we check in with Jamie.
Well, Brad, you mentioned this field is getting choppy. Let's just say the drainage system here at Tiger Stadium is less than ideal, especially since yesterday morning when there's been almost 2 inches of rainwater, which is what that looks like, and we're getting a little physical on the field.
Yeah, they break that up.
Well, it doesn't help that they're fighting on the field when there's 2 inches of rainwater is what I was going to show you guys. This is how much water that has accumulated since yesterday morning. They are getting a new field here the immediate second after this last home game is played here at LSU.
Well, if the crowd wasn't fired up before, after that little skirmish on the kick, they are now. First down for Bo Nix and company. That's Schwartz in motion. And he dropped the ball on the snap. Nix trying to just get rid of it as he got leveled by Jacob Phillips.
Well, the ball did not cross the line of scrimmage. He's going to get called for intentional grounding to avoid a sack. Even though he's outside of the tackle box, you know Bo Nix is trying to avoid a sack. That is a good intentional grounding call. The only way he could have got away with it if his pass went over the line of scrimmage, and it clearly didn't. Even if though it was in the direction of a player, the official deemed it that he intentionally grounded it to save a sack.
So instead it gets worse. You lose the down, you lose the yardage anyway.
And the crowd gets more excited.
Exactly. Second and 19. They'll keep it on the ground. And Williams tripped up by Grant Delpit. Might have gotten 4 out of it. It's third down and long.
Brings up third down.
Substitution by Auburn. That means Dave Aranda can substitute if he wants.
Schwartz will be in the slot on the left. Might want to throw quick if you just want to get some yards and think about a punt. If they get a throwaway. Nix scrambling for his life and then rips it all the way downfield. Nobody home. And they'll have to punt.
This LSU defensive line is stout inside against the run. Glenn Logan, Shelvin, and Lawrence, they do not have the elite pass rushers that Auburn does. But if you allow that secondary, guys like Jacob Phillips, number 6, or Queen, number 8, can get in there late. But they are going to bull rush Bo Nix. Third and long, the secondary just ate up all of the receivers.
Sipos now to punt around his own 5.
Nice catch.
Yeah, very nice catch. And fair catch taken by Stingley back around the 28-yard line.
Might be the catch of the day for Auburn.
That would have been a disaster. Zach Von Rosenberg saving the kick.
Catch a new.
Adam Zucker in New York with his Heisman Watch presented by Nissan. The Buckeyes' Justin Fields overcoming a slow start and 5 sacks to guide the Buckeyes to a blowout of Wisconsin with 3 total touchdowns. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts, he had monster numbers but no win at Kansas State. And Travis Etienne going tonight for Clemson against Boston College as we go back to Baton Rouge, home of a Heisman front runner.
Well, Joe's got a touchdown to Zay Zook, and his throw on that last drive is given LSU the 7-3 lead we have right now.
First and 10 for the Tigers. 28.
So Joe Burrow looked like he was under intense heat. He's 13 for 15 for 120.
Getting ready to start from the 28-yard line here.
And remember, the plays at one time were 17-3, and now they're tied up, as you saw from that graphic, 24-24.
Tyron Davis-Price in the backfield with Burrow this time. Torrey Carter also in there, the fullback. On first down. And that is Davis-Price Good gain up the middle. That last drive started on a 3rd down and 12 from the 9-yard line and a 14-yard run, and then bang. Then to the air, Gary.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you throw it to Jamar Chase. He snatches it, and then one-on-one to the outside. Get away with a little bit of a hold, but sometimes you get lucky. You got to make them pay, and LSU makes them play with their returning injured player, Terrace Marshall.
Chase out momentarily. McMath and Dillon are in there with Jefferson on 2nd down and 6.
Actually, last week, Coach O told us before the Mississippi State game that Terrace Marshall could have played last week.
Here's the give again for the freshman, Davis Price. Going to be short of the 1st down. Tavares Davis, who was shaken up earlier, made the tackle. 3rd and short, and they're going in a hurry. Burrow on 3rd and 1. Again, Derek Brown came up the middle. Burrow's trying to get to the sticks. Took another hit and does a little dance to get the 1st down. Sweet feet, Joe Burrow, huh?
Yeah. He went right through Derek Brown that was chasing him. He could feel Big Derek coming from behind. Remember, he got tattooed, and Big Cat lays off, and number 13, Davis, who got the hit that time, Joe spins through it.
1st down at the 42. 2nd time he's run for the 1st down. Previous drive, and now here. And now it's play action. And again, got away from it. Out to Davis Price in the flat. And he bulls into the secondary for a 1st down.
Oh, no, don't shove back. You're going to get called. And he does. Davis Price is going to get a 15-yard dead ball foul right here. Yeah, you can see it. He's going to get an earful, too.
Roger McCreary's the guy ran into.
It was a good, clean hit along the sideline.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 3. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. The down counts. It's now 2nd down. That's number 3's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Game.
You do something good like that, and then you do something stupid like that.
I'll tell you, there could have been taunting called on McCreary, though. Now, I've seen it called for less. Standing over a player and yapping at him like that, it could have been, if I think in a perfect world, offsetting call on that play.
I was going to say woofing, but in the case of Tigers, growling at each other.
Yes.
So it's back at the 40. Burrow across the middle, Edwards-Helaire. And they're holding on for dear life. Chandler Wooten.
I'm wondering if this is going to be roughing the passer. Hit to the knees of the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, low hit. Defense number 5. 15-yard penalty into the run. Automatic 1st down.
Did you see the high five, or actually the fist pump from Davidson?
Yeah.
Remember, he's the guy that hit Kyle Trask. He saw the hit on Joe Burrow on the play. Gets him to the leg, and they're going to get those 15 yards back and a 1st down.
Man, they're all tangled up there.
Penalty is 15 yards.
Joe just walking it off or trying to. So the penalty will take it down to the 38-yard line. Still bending that knee. First down.
There's that stack look that LSU was practicing all day Thursday out there.
Comes a blitz. Burrow throws to Edwards-Helaire. If he can make one man miss it, he does. Edwards-Helaire down for a 1st down. Or very close.
Well, when you have a smart quarterback, he senses the blitz, knows where his outlet is. Wooten misses, and then he ends up making the tackle, but a little bit too far downfield.
Play action on second and short. The throw, the back shoulder, incomplete, intended for McMath.
Let me make a little excuse for the hit on Joe Burrow. We just saw it again there. This field is very slippery. If you look around, you'll see divots all over the field. Derek Brown was slipping when he was coming on the pass rush. The receivers are slipping on the back shoulder throws. You can see how the turf is giving up those big men coming around those sharp arcs to get back to the quarterback. That's when the slippage happens.
When you're 318 and you make a cut, a piece of turf's going to come up. Training staff huddled around Derek Brown, who was shaken up on that last play.
Let's take a look at it. There's Derek Brown right there. Good protection. Don't really see anything. I don't know, maybe he got poked in the eye on the play is the only thing I can see. The Auburn bench is very upset as you see him go to his eye. They're calling that the LSU team is holding on every play. I looked at that very carefully. I saw no holding on that play right there.
Does have a towel over his eye, it appears.
I think he got poked.
Well, his team has got a third down coming up. I should say the Tigers have a third down coming up. There's the numbers for Joe Burrow.
Boy, all alone to the top of the screen. He's all on an island up there to the top. No help from any safety.
Boy, he waited a long time to pull that ball out, and now will he get back to the first down? I don't think so. Christian Tutt came in there.
I don't know how you're supposed to read these types of plays. What are you supposed to do? Everything is real close. It's third and a yard. It's going to be crowded.
It's fourth down, and they're going.
And Auburn called timeout prior to the call. And you see it was going to be a quarterback run. Really a key feature of last year's game. Joe Burrow ran four
This will be a
of them,
30-second
3 for
timeout.
first downs.
Auburn takes a timeout.
So timeout with just under 8 minutes remaining in the half. Let's check in with Jamie.
Brad, it did appear as though he got poked in the eye. I think trainers came over, had him follow their finger. He kept that towel over his face for a while, but he just joined the defense again on the field with his helmet in hand.
Good. It looks like he's going to be back. Time for you to get your knowledge tested with our Aflac trivia question. Which 4 players transferred schools and went on to win the Heisman Trophy?
You know,
that's a tricky one. Joe Burrow's a transfer from Ohio State and would probably like to win the Heisman Trophy, but knowing Joe, he'd rather win the national championship and right now just win this game.
Absolutely. Well, the timeout also got Brown back in the game. So Derek Brown with the timeout is allowed. They need the big guy. It's fourth and short.
They're 2 out of 3 on fourth down conversions this year. Joe up under center. Quarterback sneak. Oh, I don't think so.
You know, I think the bad turf there was no traction for him to get it. And that's right where big Derek Brown was, by the way, too.
Where they've got it spotted, it's not even close, I don't think. No official signal yet. They're trying to push the teams back. I think they want to bring out the sticks. I don't think they need to, but
I think his left foot slips on the play when he tries to get his momentum going on the quarterback sneak. Watch his left foot slip on the play. See how it slipped and the turf comes up? Watch his left foot. No, just right out from under. No push on the play at all. The field comes up and bites. Watch that left foot. Gives way, nothing there.
I think he's 2 feet shy.
Absolutely.
Let's check. Give the chain gang a little exercise today. Auburn defense going to make it hard for us to see. Now they stretch it out. And there you go, about 2 lengths of the football. Auburn takes over on downs.
First down.
So big play by the defense. Good to have Derek Brown back in after getting poked in the eye.
Brown's way out here, but all the action happens right there with his left foot. great, no movement at all, no push from Joe Burrow, and a huge stop. What a great timeout for Auburn to get their big guys back in there and force a stop on that play.
Now let's see what Bo Nix and their offense can do. He's going to throw incomplete, intended for Seth Williams. Jamie?
Brad, LSU linebacker Patrick Queen went to the locker room for a bit there. He's dealing with a gastrointestinal issue. He had to have an IV put in, but he is back on the field. But it's something to watch in terms of his energy level in this defense.
All right, great. Thanks, Jamie. Just under 8 to go in a half. Low-scoring affair in Death Valley. DJ Williams behind Bo Nix. And now we got movement all over the place. Might have been Prince Tego-Winogo, the left tackle.
False start, offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Gus Malzahn took a lot of the heat for his team not being ready for the noise at Florida. He said he would have them ready for the noise in Death Valley. Is that the 4th illegal procedure penalty they've had in the game so far?
So those folks are helping the cause for their defense, not helping the cause for Gus Malzahn's offense. 2nd and 15. They run it right into the thick of the LSU defense. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
So how aggressive do you get now? He's got a true freshman quarterback. Still a football game, 7-3. Can't make a mistake at this end of the field.
Nix steps up in the pocket, throws across the middle. Out to the 34 is Malik Miller, but well short of the 1st down.
So here's the difference when you have a young quarterback. Remember, we said Auburn does not like to throw the ball in the middle of the field. Watch Seth Williams come into the middle of the field, and you have a chance to pick it up. But you don't have that experience or the courage to do it. You know, if you got Joe Burrow, you're throwing that ball.
Right.
Bo Nix,
Siposs, who saved a wide snap on his last punt, set to kick away.
Last 5 games, Auburn has not given up 1 yard in punt returns.
Derek Stingley runs over, finally gets to field one, and then dropped it, and Auburn's got it. Jamie and Sherwood covers the muff punt by Stingley.
Jeremiah Dinson, number 20, is the guy that gets down there and makes the tackle. What a play on special teams. Remember, this Auburn coverage team had so many problems early in the season, but lately, the last 5 games, no yards. And was his knee down? Let's look at it one more time. They should replay it. Was his knee down? Catches the ball. It's a little farther back. If we could go a little farther back. Does his knee go down on the catch?
Yes.
I say yes. I say this is coming back, and it's going to be no turnover.
Good eye, Gary. Bring in Gene Steratore. Gene, you think the same?
Great eyes, fellas. And, you know, the only thing I would look at, and slow motion will distort this a little, but what we have to see, the knee is definitely down. It's whether he has completed that catch of the punt or secured it. And it's really, really close. I mean, this is what replay's for. We can see it make contact here. Now, as we watch this come through, it's when does he possess this football now, right, as opposed to just muffing it. When does that catch become completed, and where is the knee when it becomes completed? So it is really close, and I'm sure that's what they're looking at upstairs right now.
Yeah, I agree with that, really, to tell you the truth. The more you look at it, the more you think his knee might have come back out. What a point by Gene. I thought he was down. This is going to be interesting. Gene, what would you do if you were in the replay booth here? You'd have to overturn
here's
it.
What you also take into consideration too, Gary. Remember, this is what makes the ruling on the field so important.
Yes.
You know, and now we have to go with that ruling and find, evidence that is indisputable to overturn. I personally would lean to him having possession and being down.
The field stands. It's first down.
So they let it stand. So that means, Gene, they didn't have conclusive evidence? Is that what it means?
That's what it means, Gary, and I do agree with that. I think that's a good job by replay.
So a big play and a big opportunity for the Auburn offense at the 22-yard line. Here's a screen to the wideout and a loss of a yard. Stove made the catch, but LSU was waiting on him.
You know, and that's an interesting situation in replay. In that reality, in that situation, the replay official had a better view of it than the official on the field. But he has to go with the call on the field if it's not clear.
Bo Nix will run all the way here on second down. Bo heading for the far sideline, gets run out at the 15 by Patrick Queen.
Patrick Queen is the fastest of the linebackers for LSU. Number 8, he's actually spying on the play, gets away and runs down Nix, at least holding him short for a first down.
Did you see Nix? He tried to take the ball away from the official to go get it set up in a hurry. He said, no, I'll do that for you, Bo. You just worry about playing quarterback.
But the substitution by Auburn allows Dave Aranda to get Michael Divinity, his best pass rusher, on the field. You got to blitz here, don't you? If you're Aranda, get after him quick.
Divinity number 45 on that left edge. Third down and 3.
They're coming.
Play action bootleg. Nick's going to throw back the other way and got it complete to his tight end. Shanker's got a first down.
Well, this is the Lutzenkirchen play.
Yes, it is.
Right here. The roll out right, and you said that Gus had to have a bag of trick and treats, and he pulled one out right there.
Got it down to first and goal. Booby Whitlow is in the backfield. Coming off an injury. You see a left knee brace. His first action in a while. And here he is in the Wildcat. And he's down to around the 3-yard line.
And I think it was all part of the plan. I watched warm-ups carefully. He did not take a play in warm-ups. That was part of the plan so that LSU would not see that he was healthy enough to play and get prepared for a Wildcat. What else does Gus have up his sleeve?
He's going to try the same thing twice in a row, it appears. Unless they give it to Schwartz. They fake it to him. Whitlow waits, and gets down to the 1.
Whitlow carrying around the 2.
Marquel Harrell, number 77, comes around the corner, gets a big block inside, and Whitlow almost gets it. More subs.
Nix comes back in.
Here's their quick huddle. It'll be unbalanced line to the left.
Third and goal at the 1.
Unbalanced left.
Nix, the pitch that way. The run. Is he in? Not quite.
What do you do?
Fourth down. Inches away from the goal line.
I think if you're going to knock off the number 2 team in the country, you got to try to score here.
Whoa. Did he get in? E.J. Williams stretching that ball out.
Whew. Knee was down real close to that line, wasn't it?
His elbow's going to hit too, but was the ball already across the plane?
They're going to look at this one for about a minute and a half.
It's worth a look, that's for sure.
Rolling on the field was runner was short of the goal line. Previous play is under review.
Ness is giving hand signals up here. What are you signaling over here, my partner?
I was signaling touchdown.
Let's take it. Remember, could we have the same thing that just happened before? The call on the field is he's short, knee down, is the ball across the line.
I love bringing in Gene in this situation.
You know, I wouldn't mind getting a layup every once in a while, guys. I keep coming in for these hard things
We disagree. Here. I think he's short. I think the knee goes down before the ball hits the plane. So
you know what? This is so close, but I'm going to have to lean to Brad this time, Gary,
touchdown?
and say that the tip of that football, when that left knee touches, I think the tip of that football breaks the front of that goal line, but it is really close.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's now 4th down.
Yes, there's money on the table up here.
Put your money away.
Don't tell him, Brad. I said that on purpose. I needed him to get a little boost of
Well,
confidence.
now the 4th down decision is important. You've got 3 inches to score against the number 2 team in the country. Remember the slippery field. Do they dare do quarterback sneak?
Auburn is 2 out of 6 on 4th down this year. None bigger than this one. You look behind Bo Nix and DJ Williams with him in the Auburn backfield. Nix, Williams pushing him from behind. No signal yet.
Touchdown. Late, yes. Boy, they waited forever, didn't they? I think your call is right. The push at the end of the play by DJ Williams. What's the difference? And Spencer Nye comes in late just for a little help. And you saw Gus with the fist pump. Jacob Phillips is on top of the pile. Patrick Queen is in there. Shard Lawrence is in the middle of it. Boom!
There's the boom. Double boom.
And there will be too many bodies to overturn this. You won't even be able to find the football.
Another look from overhead.
They're going to look at it. That rule has been changed. You now are allowed to push players from behind like that. That changed, and I don't know how you could ever find the football in that pile of bodies.
Gene, what do you got?
This is a really difficult play to do anything with in replay for what you've previously stated. I don't think we're going to find a real good angle, at least it doesn't appear right now. I do empathize with the officials on the line of scrimmage, though, and the reason why the signal is late is you keep closing in on this play very fast if you're on that line of scrimmage until you can find the football, because touchdowns do last forever.
After further review, the rule on the field stands. Touchdown.
Gene, just as an opinion here, do you like the push rule that they're allowing now? And, you know, it's been about the last 4 or 5 years.
You know, Gary, I think I had it 2 or 3 times in my college career where we had aiding and abetting the runner. It's so unusual, and usually there's a defender close enough that we would always bail them out and say he's kind of half blocking the defender with one shoulder while he was pushing the runner with the other. And now we've gotten that judgment and all that other stuff out of the way, and I don't mind it.
Anders Carlson for the point after, up and good. Remember, it started with a fumbled punt by Derek Stingley, as they had to review this too. But that gave Auburn the ball at the 22-yard line, and then it took them 7 plays, and the final 2 feet was Bo Nix from about 2 feet out, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year, and it's boom, and it's boom, and it's boom.
Plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
Adam Zucker in New York coming up on the Geico Halftime Report. Rick BJ and I get you caught up on today's action, including a major piece of the college football playoff going down. Kansas State going for over 200 yards and 6 touchdowns on Oklahoma, who had won 22 straight on the road, as we go back to Baton Rouge.
10-7 Auburn Tigers now after that short touchdown drive to take the lead with 3:06 remaining in the half. Monday on CBS. They live on the same block, but not in the same world. Cedric the Entertainer and Max Greenfield star in the can't-miss hit comedy, The Neighborhood. New on Monday, 8, 7 Central on CBS. Good comedy there. Nothing funny about this game. This is kind of a bloody nose so far between LSU and Auburn.
Don't go anywhere. This LSU offense can score fast. And remember, they get the ball to start the second half. This is a team that's averaging 50 points a game, and they have 7.
A lot of their touchdowns have come with 3 minutes or less in duration. And we asked you the Aflac trivia question a little bit earlier, which was 4 players transferred schools, went on to win a Heisman Trophy. Doc Blanchard did it in 45. I think he went to North Carolina first, didn't he? And then it was Cam Newton from Florida to Auburn. It was Baker Mayfield from Texas Tech to Oklahoma, and Kyler Murray who at Oklahoma, and now those 2 guys, the last 2 #1 draft choices in the NFL.
Texas A&M. The Texas train goes right to Oklahoma. Right up there.
And Joe Burrow trying to be on Ohio State to LSU Heisman winner. Here he is to throw, a little crossing route to Edwards-Helaire. Got a first down, got a little bit more, and got out of bounds.
He's a handful. Owen Papa, number 10, has a man-to-man linebacker. Right there, middle of your screen. Fake out and in. I'm telling you, this guy is a great football player. He's going to be a load and next level also. Doesn't go down easy. He's quicker on turf than he is on this slow field out here, but he's a handle.
Came in with 12 receptions. He's got 5 today, or they make it 6. And out of bounds for about 7 more yards.
Not a big surprise. Yesterday in our meeting, Steve Emsinger said that we will throw the ball 6 to 8 times to number 22. They're already there.
6 catches already. Second down and 2. From the 46. Auburn thinking about a blitz. They're going to back out. Or are they? Davidson stuffs that run.
Yeah, that's that front 4. Those slow developing plays, that front 4 for Auburn is winning stalemates up front. Derek Brown's right in the middle this time, right over the center of Cushenberry. They get a bunch of stalemates, and that's a win when you play defensive line.
Third down and 3.
There's that cover, the 3 inside players, the bear look, and then 2 outside guys from the outside. It gives you the 5-on-5.
Justin Jefferson's in the slot on the left. He's been the favorite target of Burrow most of the year. This is a crossing route the other way, and that's Jamar Chase for the first down.
McCreary couldn't be any closer to Chase on that play, could he? It was almost as if he was carrying McCreary on the slant. He had his hands all over him, they still complete it.
Got it into Auburn Tiger territory at the 49. First down, pump fake. Burrow throws across the middle again to Chase. Chase broke the tackle, got a first down, and then bumped out at the 36-yard line.
Big play, getting out of bounds. LSU only has 1 timeout. Getting out of bounds, they're able to save it, meaning they can throw the ball anywhere they want on the field now.
Man down with 120. It's not Derek Brown. He's standing up. Looks like another single-digit player, and it's Marlon Davidson, 3.
That's their 2 stars, 3 and 5. Looks like he's rubbing his back right there, doesn't it? I don't know if he's telling you're okay, or that's where it's hurting.
And we're going to check on him when we come back. 1:20 remaining in the half.
That new NCIS LA Sunday.
Don't see anything again.
He's still holding his back, though, with his left hand.
Yeah, you can see him wincing right there. He was lined up on the right side of the defense, the left side of the offense. Don't see much. Takes on big Shadiq Charles, goes around the corner.
Might just be twisting that big body.
Yeah.
At any rate, he's out for this play.
Actually, pretty good job by Charles on that play, pushing him by.
Joe Burrow and company with a first down at the Auburn 36. Kevin Steele's got 7 or 8 guys right at the line of scrimmage. I think somebody jumped too early. Burrow's going down. Looked like T.D. Moultrie, who came in for Marlon Davidson, was in there too quickly, but let's see.
Yep. And usually the officials will blow the whistle to save the quarterback from getting a hit on this. He was around the corner.
Offside. Defense number 55. 5-yard penalty. First down. By rule, the clock would start when the ball is legally snapped.
Moultrie will do all that celebrating until he realized he was offside. Automatic first down at the 31. Plenty of time here. LSU has 1 timeout remaining. 1:15 remaining in the half, trailing by 3.
This time Brown has slid out wide. This time he's going to face from the outside rush.
Edwards-Helaire flares out of that backfield. Burrow goes complete. Almost a face mask there on Marshall, and there comes a flag. I think somebody got a piece of his helmet.
See, the tough thing, we draw up Derek Brown on his pass rush, does a decent job, but it's too quick, too easy, and a good call on that play. No
personal foul, face mask, defense number 21. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Boy, penalties have kept drives alive for both teams today.
And now they've got forever to score here.
Sure they do. Marlon Davidson's going to the locker room. Meanwhile, his teammates trying to prevent an LSU touchdown here before halftime.
Yeah, with 1:10 to go in a timeout, they can still run the ball in this situation. Everything's available.
It's 1st and 10 at the 11. They can get a first down actually around the 1-yard line. Joe Burrow throws it to the corner. Intended for Jefferson, no flag. Javaris Davis made the play from his cornerback spot.
And Javaris Davis beat Jefferson to the spot that time. Great coverage by the Auburn secondary. They're not going to call that. 2 guys engaged. Perfect coverage. Good no call.
Second down. 1 run during this drive. This will be a pass as well unless Burrow runs it himself. Second down and 10.
Tight end outside, running back outside.
Burrow, pressure coming again. Scrambles, throws late, throws high, throws incomplete to Chase.
That's those Joe Brady formations down there in the red zone. Stress the defense by putting the widest guys on the field, your tight end and running back. But again, good coverage. Oh, I think he was knocked down. Marshall would have got the catch had it not been knocked down by Chase, I believe, on this play. Look at him coming across the back of the zone. He's open, and Chase knocks it down.
Another timeout here, just under a minute to play in a big 3rd and 10 coming up. Coming up shortly, Adam, Rick, and BJ will have first half analysis, scores, and highlights on the Geico halftime report, including an upset in Stillwater.
One more look at that pass. Marshall's going to catch it. Chase knocks it down, and Joe Burrow. Oh, I knew I had it. My own guy. Well, so if you're calling play right here, 3rd and 10, I don't think you believe they're going to blitz you. So what do you call as a play? I think something to the corner to the end zone here.
Moss, the tight end in motion, will move up to the top of the screen.
No safety in the middle of the field. Nothing.
Joe Burrow takes his time. Throws quickly to his tight end.
That's the goal line defense. They call it sticks or goal line defense. You back up to the goal line and you make them throw the slant in front of you and make the tackle.
Now what do you do? 4th and 1. Ed Orgeron said, let's go get this thing.
Holy cow. I think they just forced a timeout from Auburn and another smart timeout. And you see Gus look like, how far is this? And remember, they can get a first down still.
Right. Said that they can get a first down inside the 1.
Watch how they just go to the goal line and let everything happen in front of you. No one in the middle, no safety in the middle, but they're playing the ball, tackle the ball. Well, let's put it this way. If LSU goes for it, they're not going to run a quarterback sneak. I will guarantee you that.
A little too slippery down there.
Yes.
Thaddeus Moss, who got it within a yard of the first down marker. And he's becoming more and more of a weapon in this offense. And Joe Burrow's taking a seat, so the decision has been made to go for the field goal.
Yeah, the problem they have here is they do not have any timeouts. And if they get it, you know, you could get up and down the ball, but there'd be like 10, 12 seconds.
Cade York is 10 out of 12 on the year.
The other part of it is they do get the ball again to start the second half.
Cade York, the freshman out of McKinney, Texas, to try to tie things up here. From 20. And the right hash mark. Kick is up. And good. So, 10-10 with the Tigers and the Tigers.
Low MSRP on these Sierra SLE crew cab and double cab models with a traditional tailgate. Tailgate like a pro. GMC.
Tonight in primetime on CBS Sports Network, clash in the American as the Memphis Tigers battle the Golden Hurricane of Tulsa. Rich Waltz, Aaron Murray, Ashley Holder will bring it to you. Here we're just over a half minute away from halftime. 10-10 Auburn and LSU.
Yeah, really good football game. Would you say that Gus Malzahn with 10-10 is happy or thrilled to be 10-10?
At least happy.
At least happy. I don't know if thrilled and Gus go together.
Probably not. This kick is returnable if they choose, and they will. Sean Shivers from the goal line. Shivers got a little avenue, got out across the 25 to about the 27. A little more shoving after a kick again. They seem to have more problem on the kick returns and the scuffles they've had afterwards than during any other time on the field so far in the first half. Amazon Music brings you today's Scholar Athletes. Two guys smart enough not to get tangled up in those kind of events. Prince Tagovailoa and Richard Lawrence. Amazon Music showing their commitment to the investment of our future by donating $1,000 to Auburn and LSU's General Scholarship Fund. I like when the big guys get involved as our Scholar Athletes. Two really good ones. Defensive lineman and the left tackle for Auburn. Little draw play here. DJ Williams, look out! Williams into the secondary, bounces off another guy, still going all the way down to the 32-yard line. Auburn's got a timeout.
They're going to down the ball, just ground the ball, but that's a true freshman running back with that play. Again, Auburn's thinking play safe, just get out of the half 10-10, and all of a sudden they bust a simple play to get into field goal range, and they've got a timeout left.
There's 11 seconds remaining. They do have the timeout Gary talked about, and they've got a guy with a pretty good leg in Anders Carlson.
It's about 50 from here. They need about another, 5-8 yards?
He's good from 53 a year ago. We'll see. They're going to throw. Nix is going to go deep on the sideline. It's intercepted. Derek Stingley. Are you kidding me? There went 3 points.
Derek Stingley matched up against Seth Williams. The best 50-50 ball catcher they have for Auburn. Remember, he won the Oregon game. But I've never, and I talked to you this watching practice Thursday, Brad, I've never seen a guy with ball skills like Derek Stingley. And what did Coach Ogeron said?
He's going to be a receiver eventually.
Yes, he's going to go both ways. He promised his parents his first 2 years at corner, his third year is going to do both. His fourth year would be in the NFL.
Well, his granddaddy played with you, and he was a heck of a receiver. And so his grandson just saved at least 3 points, if not more.
I went and shook hands with him at practice. I said, your dad was, I played with your grandfather. And he said, but he's good. I go, yeah, really good.
Well, grandson just made a big play. LSU will get the ball to start the second half. We get to halftime dead even.
You can't teach these ball skills. Watch him go up and make it at the highest point possible. He did 3 of them in practice on Thursday just like that. And it was basically walkthrough. I ain't giving you anything. He reminds me, he has ball skills like Charles Woodson. He really does.
He was named a midseason All-American as a true freshman. He just made an All-American catch right there of his 4th interception of the season.
Remember, Auburn called timeout right now for this last play.
And they're saying Auburn called timeout before the last snap. Is that what's going on here?
They did use their last timeout. Remember, they grounded the ball just before the pass that Stingley intercepted.
So Gus Malzahn, in that bag of tricks we talked about, decided to pull out one more timeout.
Well, he's thinking maybe they fumble it into the end zone. LSU has only done one that, had a couple fumbles all year. One of them has been for a touchdown.
Joe Burrow got his knee down quickly. And now the LSU fans will boo Auburn off the field. But you never know. And Derek Brown said, bring it on. We still got 2 quarters to play. Now let's check in with Jamie and Gus.
Coach, was that too big of a risk for Bo Nix to take that shot here in the corner?
We came here to win the game. It didn't work out. We're tied at halftime against a really good team. We'll make some adjustments, come out ready to play in the second half.
If your defense keeps playing the way they are, do you win this game?
Yeah, we definitely do.
Coach, thanks.
Thanks.
There you go.
I thought it was a fair chance. Throw the ball down, 50-50 ball. In that play, you've got a freshman against your best guy. Didn't work.
End of the half. Both Tigers with 10 as we head to Adam Zucker and the guys in our New York studio. Zuck.
All right, Ness. Tigers and Tigers tied 10-10 indeed. And coming up here on the Geico Halftime Report, Rick, BJ, and I will show you how number 5 Oklahoma was KO'd by K-State earlier today. After this word from your local station.
Catch the CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oh, they're tearing it up down in Baton Rouge today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Geico Halftime Report. Adam Zucker alongside Rick Neuheisel and Brian Jones. We are tied there in Death Valley, 10-all, and despite 9 penalties, Auburn giving Joe Burrow a battle here, Rick.
Well, Auburn's been terrific, but so too has Joe Burrow. He has found ways to extend not only plays, but extend drives. Look at this drive, their touchdown drive. 3rd down and 12 here. He finds an escape hatch, ends up putting his body at risk to get the first down. He gets right up, the crowd gets involved. This is 3rd and 5, again extending the play, moving the chains, and then finding a way right here to welcome back Terrace Marshall, who came back for this game with the foot injury. Touchdown, Tigers.
Clearly a mismatch there in favor of the LSU Tigers, but that defense has forced LSU to live with numbers that are way below their season averages. Just take a look at these stats. Only 10 points. They came into the game averaging 50 points a game. They're going to get nowhere near that, I don't believe, in this second half. So this Auburn defense, as advertised, is placing pressure upon Joe Burrow. That's why he's having to use those wheels.
Yeah, might have had another touchdown to Marshall, but Chase got a hand on it. Otherwise, LSU might have had another touchdown there. All right, let's get you caught up on other SEC action right now. And A&M and Miss State, where are you in the pecking order of the SEC West?
An offensive explosion in College Station. Here, Kellen Mond finds true freshman Jalen Weidermeyer. He stumbles, rumbles, bumbles into the end zone. 52 yards to pay dirt. Mond, 17-23, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns. Throwing, and he ran for another 2.
And that Weidermeyer kid's a freshman as well. First 4-game losing streak for Miss State since 2005. All right, same deal in the East. South Carolina and Tennessee, who are you? You got grumpy coaches after last week. Jared Garantano didn't start, but he's in there now. BJ.
Oh, he's going to get a hug after that laser throw to Juwan Jennings, who makes every Gamecock in his vicinity miss the tackle.
Pretty good stuff right there after J.T. Shroud had gotten the start, so the Vols are on top at home right now, 17-14, and trying to avoid a 1-4 start in conference play. Games still to come. Number 1 Alabama, no Tua, hosting Arkansas tonight. Mac Jones getting the start at quarterback while Tua rests that right ankle. And after having its 5-game winning streak snapped at Vandy, Missouri, visits Kentucky. A reminder, the Home Depot SEC on CBS continues next Saturday with a top 10 showdown when number 10 Georgia battles number 7 Florida in Jacksonville with the top spot in the East at stake. It all gets started at 2:30 Eastern with the drive to Atlanta, presented by Mercedes-Benz, followed by State Farm College Football today. And when the Geico Halftime Report continues, we'll show you how a national title contender went down earlier today. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by GMC, Papa John's, The Home Depot, and by Geico.
That's right. Okay, it's time to go to work. That's right. That's right. You gotta hit them where it hurt. That's right. That's right. Okay, it's time to go to work.
All right, welcome back to the Geico Halftime Report. A reminder over on CBS Sports Network right now, it's Tulane taking on Navy, who's looking really good, followed by Memphis and Tulsa, and then late San Diego State and UNLV cap a quadruple header as we go back to the scoreboard and continue the highlight blitz. Oklahoma, what happened? Jalen Hurts monster numbers. The Sooners had a 10-point lead, but they couldn't tackle K-State, BJ.
They could not, and it is without alacrity that I share this highlight with you. Skylar Thompson, he was the quarterback of the day. 4 rushing touchdowns. You saw the first one. Here's the second one. He's going to get a couple more. And then we got a little controversy here at the end of the ball game. It appears Oklahoma recovers the onside kick, but the players reviewed and ruled that the ball didn't go the necessary 10 yards and was touched illegally by Oklahoma prior to recovery. K-State holds on to win.
They took a long time to look at that before they overturned it, and there was one angle I thought a Kansas State player had touched it, but either way, they get their first win over a top 5 team since 2006. Oklahoma had won 22 straight on the road, but they go down, allowing 6 rushing touchdowns by K-State. Now, Ohio State's offense, they get their due credit, but the Buckeyes, Rick, they might have the best defense in the country.
I would stamp the Buckeyes as authentic. Here you see Jack Cohn getting sacked by Chase Young. Peter Werner picks up the fumble. Rumbles and stumbles. The Buckeyes were all over Cohn and company in the second half. Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields right here finds one of his favorite targets, Chris Olave. Second time they hook up for a touchdown on the day. 38-7 Buckeyes.
It became a blowout. Worst conference loss for the Badgers in 11 years, and J.K. Dobbins making it all go with his 4th straight 100-yard game, and he had over 200 yards from scrimmage there. Meanwhile, Penn State at Ohio State, November 23rd, shaping into something, BJ.
Mr. Clifford here. Sean Clifford's going to find K.J. Hamler his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. And how about our favorite tight end, Pat Fryermuth? 2 touchdown catches, 2nd time this season. He's amassed 2.
All the Muths are loving that. And Penn State, remember, they'd lost 5 of 6 to Michigan State no matter where they played it. So this is something for them. Meanwhile, BJ's happy because Texas is on top in the 3rd quarter. Iowa, 20-0 shutout win. Minnesota up 31-3. Could be 8-0 for the first time since 1941. App State getting their 13th straight win. And Oklahoma State trying to win and get an upset there on the road. Let's go back to that Oklahoma loss. You look at the current top 10 in the AP as we entered the week. A lot of games still to go here, but how far do you drop the Sooners?
I'd follow them all the way down just ahead of Georgia. I think their loss, because Kansas State was at home, is still a little bit better loss, and I think they can score. I'm not sure if Georgia's proclivity to score it will.
Well, we'll see what they're working with next week in that big one versus Florida, but I would put them behind Georgia. I think South Carolina, that knocked off Georgia between the hedges, could beat K-State.
Not what you would have predicted, by the way, a couple years ago, but Baylor is now the only undefeated team.
That? Go Matt Rule.
In the Big 12.
Testament to his coaching.
Yep. All right, reminder, the NFL on CBS kicks off tomorrow with a doubleheader. Many will see the Cardinals and Saints, and then most will see the Browns and Patriots. It all gets started at noon Eastern with the NFL Today. And we thank you for watching the Geico Halftime Report. Coming up, the second half of Auburn and LSU all tied up.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
She wanted a roommate who could help with the cooking.
But she wanted someone who loves cats. So we got Chris Walda.
Dinner's almost ready.
But one thing we could both agree on was getting Geico to help with our renter's insurance.
Yeah, switching and saving was really easy.
Pick it all up. Good.
Could use a little salt.
Visit geico.com and see how easy saving on renter's insurance can be.
Connected to those.
Alexa, what's on my schedule today?
At 2 p.m., there's a haircut appointment.
Alexa, play some music.
New York Life.
Feed the fire. Stoke and fan the flames of the SEC. Here, the fire inside is hungry, always hungry. Allegiance is the spark. Tradition is the ignition. And the chaos is the kindling. Drown out the doubt. Doubts that don't care. Feed the fire. And then feed it more.
Burrow going to the corner for the home run ball. Get it. Touchdown, Terrace Marshall.
And he loses the ball, and Auburn has it. And he dives. Is he in? Touchdown, Auburn.
Who will have the eye of the Tiger in the second half? We're deadlocked at 10 as we start the third quarter in Death Valley. And LSU will get the football first. Anders Carlson has got it teed up. Number 2 and number 9 in the country, even at 10. Line drive, Edwards-Helaire will let it go. LSU will come out to the 25-yard line with Joe Burrow and company. We welcome you back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie's down on the field here in a minute. Okay, 10-10 tie, partner.
Right.
What's the best of? I'll give you a best of. What's the best thing for Auburn, best thing for LSU?
Okay, best thing for Auburn. Two things. Their defensive line isn't having an impact.
Yep.
And they haven't given up any big plays. Best news for LSU, their only touchdown drive after a turnover, 22 yards. So Auburn has not proved they can move the ball against LSU, and Auburn's defense has been a factor in this game.
I think what LSU can do with its first offensive set of the third quarter. The give, Edwards-Helaire. And he goes out for about 5 as we check in with Jamie Rodall.
Well, Brad, for the least penalized team in the SEC, Coach Orgeron told me it took way too many penalties in the first half. He said this team was too emotional to start this game. Even on that kickoff coverage, Racey McMath started to fight with one of his own teammates, and Ed Orgeron had to come over and calm him down. He wants that emotion to turn into physicality also.
Here's a throw to Thaddeus Moss for a first down for LSU. Son of the Hall of Famer Randy Moss is becoming more and more part of their offense.
You know, it really felt like Joe Burrow was bottled up. He threw for over 200 yards in the first half.
23 out of 28 for 220 now, and looking for another, and got it complete to Edwards-Helaire. Out to 45. Jamie?
Gary, this is just something I wanted you to keep an eye on. Coach O told me Jamar Chase, anytime we see him in a one-on-one situation, Joe Burrow is going to have his eyes on him in this offense.
I don't blame him.
Picked up 4 yards, second down 6.
There's number 1. The sophomore out of Metairie, Louisiana. Second and 6. Burrow scans the field, tried to go over the middle, had it knocked down by Jamie and Sherwood.
And if it not been knocked down, Edwards-Helaire was inside for a big play.
It's our first half game trends. There's what Gary was talking about, over 200 and a touchdown. Bo Nix kept in check to that interception to Derek Stingley at the end of the half. Burrow, that's a tough throw.
Good defense.
Good defense by Jamie and Sherwood again, this time in coverage.
Yes, that time trying to stick that ball in between the zone. Not a lot of zone you get from Auburn. They usually play man-to-man, but this time coming in on the square end, number 9 is sitting right there, and he gets a piece of follow the eyes to the receiver, and love how Marshall gets up and gets off the field. That's some good zone defense right there.
And it forces a punt from Zach Von Rosenberg. As you look behind him, Christian Tutt waits down on the other end. High, lazy kick. Tutt makes a catch around the 21-yard line. So just a minute into the third quarter, and the Auburn Tigers on offense when we return.
This is the...
If you thought you knew us, think again. War Eagle.
Jamie and Sherwood, Gary's broken up 4 passes on the year. The last one, maybe the biggest one of the season.
Right before the hit on second down, he's going to be blitzing because Edwards-Helaire gets inside. Watch him knock the ball down. Edwards-Helaire had about 20 yards of space. He had gotten inside of Dinson, number 20. Would have been a huge play.
Here's a big play by DJ Williams. Williams, the freshman, in a foot race. Won it. No. Is he out? I thought he scored. The official was saying he stepped out of bounds.
One step, gets around, and Spencer Nye gets a good, nice blocking all around the left side. Marcel Harrell, number 77, gets his block, and right to the 9-yard line. Big plays. Just barely stepped out. Delpit saves a touchdown.
70-yard run. Remember, he had the big one right before halftime, before they took the shot at the end zone, so he's well over 100 yards rushing. And it's 1st and goal. Auburn takes a timeout. In scoring territory when we return.
On the 20 Ford Explorer, it's the greatest exploration vehicle of all time.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Humana, Ford Explorer, Pizza Hut, and by Wheels Up. As you're looking at that Tiger Stadium with sunshine now, our aerial coverage sponsored by State Farm. That 70-yard run by Williams, the longest play given up by the LSU defense this year. And it's got the Auburn Tigers at the 9-yard line, 1st and goal.
Odd balance to the right again, with Anthony Schwartz in the position to go into quick motion.
With that timeout, DJ Williams got a little bit of a breather, so he stays in there at tailback behind Bo Nix, who's under center, and gives it to Williams. And he only got about a yard that time. Michael Divinity, one of the first guys there. Second goal.
I think they should bring in Gatewood. When are they going to do them? They are going to bring in Gatewood.
Comes number 1.
Yep.
He wanted to come in earlier. His coach pulled him back. He's in there now.
Now you got to believe LSU is thinking run. Could you cross them up with a pass play here? It'd be gutsy.
Gatewood with the run. And got to the 5. They're very close to it.
As he told Jamie at halftime, we came here to win. We threw it up. Didn't work. We're playing well, playing good defense. Let's see what Gus has dialed next.
Gatewood comes out. Nix comes back in.
Boy, there's a lot of substituting going on here.
There's people all over the place. Divinity just got off the field barely. Meanwhile, 2nd and goal just outside the 5. Williams and Nix in the Auburn backfield. Nix to throw all the way. Overshot his intended receiver in the corner, Seth Williams. Christian Fulton.
You've got to take 3 points here. Had 3 chances on it. You got to get some points out of the big run. Going to the sideline. Good coverage that time by Christian Fulton. Ball not catchable.
So another short field goal upcoming.
There's a good stop by that LSU defense.
Carlson hit from 30 earlier. This will be a 23-yard attempt. Right down the middle for Anders Carlson. So the big run by DJ Williams got him close. LSU's defense stiffens, though. 13-10 Auburn.
Today's attendance.
Wednesday on CBS, SEAL team is under attack and the enemy is closing in. It's a high-intensity rescue mission on an all-new SEAL team Wednesday at 9, 8 Central on CBS. Auburn Tigers in front after a 73-yard drive in 5 plays. 70 of that was on one run by DJ Williams. And Anders Carlson, who hit the field goal, set to kick away. Edwards-Helaire already called for the fair catch at the goal line, so LSU's Tigers come out offensively at the 25-yard line. And now we do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot.
Well, if you got a tool that works well, you might as well use it. And the 4-man rush for Auburn has been a weapon for this defense. It has kept Joe Burrow. That's an early play in the football game, but all game it has been linebackers running over guards, but it's been with 4 men. Kevin Steele has not had to bring multiple blitzes, and he's been able to keep LSU away from the big play because of that 4- and 3-man rush.
Edwards-Helaire. Again, a 10-yard, 11-yard run. And he's still going. Oh, he's a tough dude.
I think it was Thaddeus Moss that time. Number 81 is a guy that gets a good pin block at the end of the line of scrimmage and gets Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Everybody started kind of thinking he's down, including LSU, and he gets a few more yards.
Middle linebacker KJ Britt down for Auburn. Check on him in a minute.
When I was a kid, there was a place. The enemy is closing in.
Get that door open now!
New SEAL Team, CBS Wednesday.
KJ Britt, the junior out of Oxford, Alabama, who made his first start of his career in their season openers, a guy that was injured on the last play.
And he's right here. He gets tangled up in the offensive line, and you can see when he gets his leg free, he starts to limp as he tries to pursue. He realizes, like, oh, I sprained my ankle here a bit, and he's headed to the sideline.
Well, he's in the tents. Jamie will keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, it's first down after that run by Edwards-Helaire out to the 38-yard line.
Boy, this is now appearing that for LSU to win this football game, Joe Burrow's going to enter, 45, 50 passes in this football game. He's at, 31 already.
Edwards-Helaire, nice move.
When we were talking to Kevin Steele last night, Brad, he mentioned an interesting thing about his linebackers and safeties. He said he'll be happy with the linebackers and safeties if they make no tackles at the line of scrimmage. He'd rather have them make them 3 yards downfield. He wants to slow play the run and think pass.
Burrow to pass here, completes it. It's a first down. Jamar Chase. Well, for Chase, that's his 6th catch of the day.
But he had to work at it. He had to come back. He beat Roger McCreary. It was a tough throw. He had to come back and catch it. Good execution by everyone on that play.
Burrow to throw again. Deep sideline. Got it. Chase in stride. Down to the 6.
Well, when you get information like Jamie relayed to us, anytime it's one-on-one, we're going to throw it to number 1. That's what he did, and you can't throw it any better than that.
46-yard strike, first and goal. Edwards-Helaire down inside the 2.
I think Auburn, did they have 12 men on the field? There was one player that barely made it off. I think it was Christian Tutt. I don't know if he got off the field in time.
Sherwood made the stop. Ronald Williams.
Ken Williams says, what do you think? Joe says, go ask my coach.
Offside. Defense number 11. Half of this is previous spot. First down.
So that'll take it to the 3-yard line.
The reason I'm being very quiet is I have no idea what that was. Somebody must have lined up outside, but it had to be way wide on the field. Didn't see it.
Edwards-Helaire with Joe Burrow in the backfield. First and goal at the 3. Edwards-Helaire got about 1.5 of it. Well, he's still going now, but they have blown it dead at around the 2-yard line, I think.
See, the reason I'm not thrilled with that pushing and pulling the running back in is now there's design plays to do this, and it can lead to an injured player being hung up and getting people hit and hits on a player. That's forward progress. The whistle should be blown. It's unnecessary to take hits after that.
Joe Burrow trying to do it himself, doesn't get there. Got to the 1 or maybe inside. Chandler Wooten made the tackle.
Hey, every yard against this Auburn defense is tough. The stand-up, Thaddeus Moss, number 55, T.J. Moultrie does a good job of standing him up, and then the rush comes in to take him.
And they're going to stop Edwards-Helaire again on 3rd and goal.
Wow. Nothing. You got a defense, you play defense, and you play it soundly.
Daniel Thomas from that safety spot.
Absolutely. Stayed outside, kept his leverage, then came inside to make the hit. Beautiful job.
LSU going for it on 4th and goal. 4 wide receivers, at least 3, and Edwards-Helaire up on top. Here comes Edwards-Helaire across. Joe Burrow, the screen, and he's not going to get there. Jamar Chase dropped at the 1.
What a goal line stand for Auburn.
Igbenogany made the play.
I think the way this Auburn offense has been struggling, except for the long run, I think Ed O said, let's try it. They're going to give the defense, and it's still 99 yards away. Interesting call. You get the motion, and you throw the slant to the outside. Not enough blocking. And that veteran defense cleans it up.
As Gary said, though, the good news is you made the stop. The bad news is you're standing in your own end zone if you're Auburn.
But the good news is the scoreboard didn't change. There's 3 ways to look at it, right?
Nix is 4 yards deep in his own end zone to take the snap. Williams, who's been huge today, back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. LSU had been perfect this year in the red zone and scoring, number 1 in the country. It's the first time all year they've been down there and didn't get any points. Second down.
The LSU offense has been carrying the football team. Can the LSU defense step up?
Nix throws behind Schwartz. I don't know if there was a little miscommunication about where Schwartz was going and where the pass was going, but nowhere near him.
Well, when you watch these quarterbacks and receivers, it's a timing throw. And the quarterback and the receiver did not have the timing. Nix throws it too early. Schwartz never sees it.
And Nix probably threw it too early because he knew he was in his own end zone and wanted to get it out of there. Same setup.
They need some yards just to be able to punt the ball. Give you space.
Williams.
Nothing.
Didn't get him much. Maybe another half a yard. They'll be punting deep in their own end zone.
And I think that's why the decision for Ed Orgeron, instead of tying the game up, he's called on his defense. And if it doesn't work, it's your turn this time to help the team.
The guy they call B-Man, Braden Fehoko, made the stop, and now the punt comes.
Yeah, and watch out for Stingley now. This is the 6th game, no return yards. Can Stingley take a low punt and make some positive field position on the play?
Let's see if LSU comes after Sippos in his own end zone. They got 10 guys up. Nope, they got the return on end over end kick. Stingley's got a call for the fair catch, but it's at the 38-yard line.
For the Tigers.
So LSU gets it back in great shape. Still down 3.
T-Mobile's network connects baseball fans across the league. But now we're going even farther. Our newest, most powerful signal is here to help everyone connect. Introducing T-Mobile's 600 megahertz signal. No signal reaches farther or is more reliable, and it's built 5G ready. This changes everything for everyone.
These newlyweds are looking for their first home in the suburbs.
Hey babe, can you grab me lemonade?
Sure. Finding the perfect starter.
Thank you. Straw?
Because winning the next game starts at the end of this one. Recover better with Core Power, the official protein drink of LSU Athletics.
This junior garlic butter burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 junior garlic butter bacon burger with tots before they're gone.
Bo Nix's dad, Patrick, I wonder if he was having a flashback there when he saw his kid in the end zone before that punt. Remember 95 when Patrick was back at his own 3-yard line. Thought he heard a whistle, stopped play. They sack him in the end zone. And Jamie, I know you talked with Bo about that a little bit this week.
I did. I talked with Bo, but I also talked with Patrick this morning, and he said what drives me crazy is that people call it the phantom whistle because it was a real whistle. He said if he's not anything, he's thorough. He discovered that someone made a whistle out of the top of a water bottle and drew a hole in it and tried to blow air through it, and it turned into a whistle, and that person got thrown out of the stadium. And he went and found that out, which I love about him.
The story continues with you. That's a good one. From the 38, first down after the short punt. Burrow in trouble. Got away from it. He's just going to tuck this and get what he can, which is 3 or 4 yards.
And corner blitz that time.
Big monogamy.
From the short side of the field, that's where you're going to get it all the time. Joe sees it, but sees it a little bit late and is able to make a positive play out of it.
2 tight ends in for LSU right here as they run the ball. Davis Price, the big freshman back, 225 pounds. He's got a first down.
Wall down again. Thaddeus Moss does a good job of getting that ball blocked to the outside. The edge blocking of Moss has been a difference.
LSU with a 22nd first down. Burrow back to throw, going to the corner, and this one's intercepted at 1-yard line by McCreary. So a big play by the Auburn Tiger cornerback in that case.
Against Power 5 football teams, that's the first interception Joe Burrow has thrown since Texas game. He goes back shoulder, but McCreary covers the back shoulder. He's in perfect phase, and he makes the play against Chase. Both quarterbacks have got intercepted on 50-50 type balls.
And both of them inside the 5-yard line. Joe Burrow, only his 4th interception of the season. Auburn's right back where they started last time at their own 1-yard line. Field position isn't being kind to them, but their defense is doing a heck of a job. Nix, quick throw and catch out to the 6. And that was J.J. Wilson, the tight end, H-back.
Well, as you said, same thing on 2 for this Auburn offense. And Gus Malzahn says, Bo, I can't hide you here. We're not going to be able to run the ball to the end zone. You're going to have to step up and make the plays. And he did on first down.
Auburn with the lead at the 6:15 mark of the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 6. Nix, a quick throw from his own goal line, in and out of the hands of Sal Cannella and Grant Delpit. Who else making the play defensively?
We haven't called Delpit's name a lot because it hasn't been a lot of plays in the middle of the field in the passing game. Again, ball thrown slightly behind, and Delpit's able to clean it up. 3rd and medium. This is where it gets hazy and tough calling plays with your young quarterback in the game. A mistake here could cost you a touchdown.
LSU trying to switch bodies. Stingley out one way, Stevens to the other now. And Nick's going right back to the slant and too high and too behind Seth Williams.
Derek Stingley always lines up to the offense's left. But this time, since the receiver moves, he's sticking with number 18. His job is to go with the snap. He goes, actually the shift after it a little earlier than I drew it up. He was on the right side, he shifted to the left side and was there for the play.
And now Derek drops back around midfield, awaiting Sipo's punt. Again, he has to do it with his feet almost at the back line. Last time they backed out of it. This time they do as well.
Got some space.
Stingley trying to track it down at the 48. And hit as he got to the 46 maybe.
Good coverage.
Well, next Saturday, we go from west to east. Best game for the best conference. High-stakes showdown. Number 7, Florida. Number 10, Georgia. 3:30 Eastern time. All starts with a drive to Atlanta and college football today. SEC on CBS. So, big battle in the west here. Big battle in the east in Jacksonville next Saturday. Hope you join us.
If you don't think all of college football noticing that Oklahoma loss, it makes a lot of teams interested in this game and their possibilities of getting in the playoffs.
Here's Edwards-Helaire, open field. Down to the 21-yard line.
Well, Daniel Thomas is able to wrap him up, but not before Edwards-Helaire on the screen pass. Running behind Sadiq Charles' good block on the end man of the line of scrimmage with a bust-out play.
They spotted at the 23 after a 22-yard gain, and here comes number 22 again. Edwards-Helaire, another first down run.
Tell you, this guy is something. He shakes and bakes. He's quick when he has to. He finds his hole, and then he goes north and south for the positive gain.
Back-to-back runs for the junior out of Baton Rouge. Playing right here in his hometown and heading toward the 6-yard line. Again, they can get a first down around the 1. Second down and 5 at the 5-minute mark of the 3rd. Joe Burrow gets it to Edwards-Helaire again, and he's in. Touchdown, LSU.
How about that drive? The pass-happy LSU team takes it right down the middle. Good blocks again. I'll tell you, that whole drive, Sadiq Charles, number 77, has had a good drive. Put that on his highlight film against this good Auburn defensive line.
Extra point by Cade York. And it was a bad hold or a bad snap and a missed extra points.
Big point, huh?
You're not kidding. It's a 3-point game now. But with 4:58 remaining, a 4-yard, 44-yard drive, all done by number 22, and he gets it in the end zone for the Tigers. They're back in front.
I have one kid in each branch in the military.
Why military families choose Verizon.
I talk to my wife at least once a day, even though she's on the other side of the world.
They now get a year of Amazon Prime on us and can mix and match their unlimited plans for $30 a line. That's Verizon.
With SimpliSafe's Video Doorbell Pro, you'll know if the person at your door is friend or foe. Or just a late-night cheese pizza with extra meatballs, in which case, it could be both. With my smart lock, I can let him in. Entrez-vous. And I can lock up from right here. Same time tomorrow. So take it from an expert. Get Simply Safe and protect home like a pro.
This Junior Garlic Butter Burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 Junior Garlic Butter Bacon Burger with tots before they're gone.
It's your NFL wake-up call from London. Texans, Jaguars, next Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network.
Don't forget, before we're done later in the game, done by Jersey Mike Subs. We may not have seen that play yet, or maybe we just saw one. Edward Zielair capped off a 4-play drive that he did all by his lonesome. 6-yard scoring run to give his team the lead. But remember, a missed extra point could loom large. Auburn will start at the 25.
Gus Malzahn needs his offense to get a couple first down. The plays are starting to add up against this Auburn defense. 64 plays so far by LSU. We got a third of the game left. That translates to over 90 plays his defense could face. They need to make some first downs and rest the defense.
At least Bo Nix and company aren't starting at their own 1-yard line.
Yes, he made a couple of inaccurate throws where he had chances to get first downs.
They only have one of those this half so far. And they only got about 3 yards on DJ Williams' run. DJ Williams, Edgerton James' nephew. So that's good bloodlines as far as running backs.
I would say so.
Boobie Whitlow comes in. He's only played a couple of snaps, both in the Wildcat, and that's where he's lined up here again. Schwartz on the move. Whitlow fakes it to him. Runs into traffic and maybe spun out of there for a yard or two.
Well, with the unbalanced line and the Wildcat, you got an extra tackle, and then you pull your guard around, means you have 5 offensive linemen to the right side, and LSU mans up and stops it.
They're going to keep Whitlow in there. They're a little confused right now, the Auburn offense. Now Nix is back in at quarterback. Trying to get everybody lined up here. And they do. 3rd down and 6. Here comes Divinity. Down goes Nix.
It's the first time Dave Aranda has brought the 3rd down blitz, all-out blitz this time on 3rd and medium. And it was a stunt from the middle. Divinity usually lines up as an end, but not this time. He sneaks around and comes in the back door. He lines up over the guard, and then he sneaks around the stunt to get the snap. Very well-designed blitz by the defensive coordinator for LSU.
Divinity being healthy has been huge for the LSU offense. He's getting better every week.
And again, plays are mounting up for the Auburn defense.
High snap. Sipos again handles the high snap, gets the kick away. Stingley takes a fair catch around the 32. So with 2:52 remaining in the 3rd quarter, LSU's got the ball back. Well, tonight, Arkansas and Alabama get together with Tua Tagovailoa out with an ankle injury. That means Mac Jones gets his first start, Gary.
I got to believe that Nick Saban is loving getting his team up for this Arkansas game with a backup quarterback. He hasn't had a backup quarterback, in his career?
Yep.
Have to play because of an injury? I think he's relishing the challenge his team has prior to the bye and able to have him to play LSU.
And, of course, LSU and Alabama get together in Tuscaloosa November 9th. Joe Burrow steps up in the pocket, has to throw quickly. The heat was coming. He got it to Thaddeus Moss.
He tried to move up in the pocket, as Brad said, but there was a crowd. So what does he do? Instead of ducking his eyes, he looks up one more time and finds the outlet for the big play.
And this one whistled dead with a flag down.
False start on the offense. Not all 11 players were set for a full second. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Did you see what Joe Burrow did there, Gary? Patting himself on the pads and said, that's my fault. I didn't wait till everybody was set.
Well, that's the job of a general. You know, when you're out there as the quarterback, if you go out and watch him practice, he's pulling guys off from all different directions and telling them. But keeping your eyes downfield, they have a walkthrough room at LSU in their new building. There I am. You can actually play quarterback in front of that room, read the coverages, and pretend, actually practice reading the coverages.
And you didn't throw an interception in that case yesterday.
One of my few.
Second down and 8. Edward Zeller evaded by ducking the first guy.
We got a matching of wits here. Kevin Steele comes with the blitz from the backside. Smoke Monday times it out, reads the snap count, and hits it full speed to block it. There's Kevin, got as much experience as anyone.
Third down and 8. Empty backfield.
What did he tell us last night? This is just fun, right? This is just
This is
fun.
what you coach for.
Yes.
And the players thinking this is why you play top 10 football in the SEC. Burrow taking his time. Clock winds down to 5. And we get the snap away. Burrow again, trying to run away from trouble, trying to get to the first down and got there. Derek Brown brought him down. 2 of the best players on the field just had a little collision at the end there.
And he knew exactly what he needed to do to get the first down. Gets out of the pocket, turns upfield, and then says first down.
And now they go back to number 22, Edward Zeller.
I know our own Rick Neuheisel compared Joe Burrow to Tom Brady, and I do think there is a lot of leadership similarities in the way he throws the ball. I think Burrow's a little better athlete than Tom is. I remember covering Tom. I don't remember Tom doing the run plays like that at Michigan in the day.
Well, Joe's 21 and Tom's not.
No, but I mean when he was 21.
Burrow down the middle, wide open. Justin Jefferson to the 30.
Well, the bunch formation finally confused this Auburn defense. You come right across, the bunch got it, miss. Everybody's trying to cover someone else, and nobody covers Jefferson.
What did Kevin Steele tell us yesterday? Number 2 is
his
Joe Burrow's pacifier.
Yes.
And now they go back to Edward Zeller for 3 more on the ground, as that might be the final play of the third quarter. Joe Burrow's numbers starting to rack up. 29 of 37, over 300 and a touchdown. He's holding up 4 fingers, meaning we get through this next quarter and we're 8-0.
Well, remember last year he produced 10 points in the fourth quarter to actually establish him as the leader of this football team.
Well, 102,000 raised their 4 fingers up as well as we played 3. LSU 16, Auburn 13. We'll return to Baton Rouge right after this message and a word from your local station.
Hey, man.
Oh, man, how you doing? My, how the tables have turned.
What tables?
Well, you have 2 agents, now I have 2 clients. You've met my new Mahomie, Patrick Mahomes.
We're friends.
What?
Is that why we're here?
Well, that's why I brought you here. I don't know why he's here.
Well, Aaron takes his favorite agent everywhere.
Well played, State Farm. Did we just have a breakthrough?
No, don't think so.
Okay, great. Good.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Brewed to be crisp. Bud Light.
Original series, Evil, CBS Thursday.
It's been reported that there's a cyber attack on business every 39 seconds.
Ouch. I don't even want to think about it.
Comcast Business has a solution. We go beyond fast with a cloud-based security system that automatically updates so you always have the latest protection. Phishing, malware, risky sites, it can help block all of that.
It's one less thing for us to worry about.
Comcast Business Security Edge automatically protects all the devices on your network. Call 1-800-501-6000 today.
Serenity is good. You should practice Serenity. Except during our big sales event at Oarsman Chantilly Toyota, because no one can hide their excitement about the amazing deals. Not to mention Oarsman's Lifetime Edge with up to $1,500 in bonus extras.
And there's even more.
During our big fall sales event, lease a new 2019 RAV4 for just $239 a month.
Serenity's good, but saving big is even better. Oarsman Chantilly Toyota. Let's ride together.
Still, Delegate Tim Hugo stands with the NRA. Tim Hugo led the Republican effort to block any gun safety laws, even universal background checks. The Washington Post says Tim Hugo's extreme record on firearms suggests he's not gotten the message that gun violence is a mortal threat to the public.
I'm Dan Helmer. I served in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Korea to keep our families safe. I'm running for delegate and sponsored this ad because nothing is more important.
We are sisters, and we just moved in together.
Why Alyssa and Aaliyah chose Fios.
We stream so much. A lot of times Alyssa is watching TV on her laptop, using her phone, also using her tablet.
I am really good at multitasking. Because I'm awesome.
A little.
Get the internet you need at a price you'll love. Plus a $50 Visa prepaid card when you switch now. Only on Fios.
Let me introduce you to the king. Let you know I ain't playing.
Back at Tiger Stadium. The SEC on CBS goes to the fourth quarter with the number 2 LSU Tigers leading number 9 Auburn 16-13. LSU has done a great job in fourth quarters the last 2 years, including a kick that won it and the final seconds a year ago at Jordan-Hare. 2nd down and 7 here.
That long touchdown pass to Derek Dillon and then the field goal kick to steal it.
That's right. Burrow threw that pass. Throws short here. Nice snatch. Same word. Well, you know, great defense on both sides, but in this day and age, you better be able to throw it. LSU right now can, and Auburn can.
Yeah, I'm looking over here. What is it? 8 for 23, Bo Nix is in this football game. We said, can they give some help to this Auburn defense? They have not been able to.
And Edwards-Helaire has been the workhorse on the ground for the Tigers of LSU.
And it's still
first down.
And Brad is trending still to a 92 or 3 play game for this Auburn defense. They are running out of gas.
Edwards-Helaire, little sidestep. Another tough move for 3 more as he approaches and maybe surpassed 100 yards rushing with that carry. He's close.
Derek Brown is a warrior out there. He's barely able to get up off of his knees after a play. He lines up and does it again.
Edwards-Helaire, 19 carries, 101 yards. Here's a quick throw to Thaddeus Moss. Broke one tackle with a stiff arm. Moss dives to the 7. Igbenogany holding on for dear life.
Yep, good quick play. You got a defense that is tiring. Snap the ball, get it to the edge, but 3rd and short, and an Auburn player is down.
That is Big Cat Bryant.
Hey, Aaron and Todd, what do you guys do on the bye week?
Buy a pizza, buy some wings, buy a Pizzone, buy your own.
Call Pizza Hut now. Get 2 or more of your favorites from the 5 and Up lineup, starting at just $5 each. You can't have football without the Hut.
Verizon Up gave us tickets to the Super Bowl.
Verizon knows you love live music and sports.
We were able to meet Shawn Mendes.
So switch now and get access to more jaw-dropping experiences.
It's like an out-of-body experience.
Plus, a free Pixel 4 when you buy another. That's Verizon.
Some farms grow food. This one grows fuel. ExxonMobil is growing algae for biofuels that could one day power planes, propel ships, and fuel trucks, and cut their greenhouse gas emissions in half. Algae. Its potential just keeps growing.
Now it's time for the ExxonMobil game recap here at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. Auburn took the early lead, 3-0. Joe Burrow, though, comes up rifling. Got this touchdown pass to Terrace Marshall. That gave him a 7-3 lead. Derek Stingley fumbled a punt at the 22-yard line. Gave a short field to Auburn. And they capped it off by basically shoving their quarterback in the end zone. Bo Nix scores from what we'll call a yard out. Goal line stand, though. Auburn holds LSU at the 1-yard line. The problem is they had to start at the 1-yard line. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire on a drive of his own after the punt took all of the 45 yards, including the last 6 for the touchdown. And that's where we are right now. And the 11th play of the drive coming up as Big Cat Bryant comes out.
Yeah, Brad, we're not allowed to speculate here, I think, on this thing, but watch Big Cat. He goes across the field. He's fine. He's not limping. He's okay. No limp there. He turns around, looks at the bench, and
Ooh.
And he gets up with a really bad limp. If you had to bet, no, I'm not going to say.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
They're working on his lower back.
Yes, whatever. But if he came up limping, he must have sprained it when he went down.
3rd down and 2. At the 7, empty backfield. Will Joe Burrow run this?
He's got a run box. Only 4 in there, 5 blockers.
He will, and he's going to score. Touchdown, LSU.
Yeah, you got the numbers. You've got a run box. You count the number of players that the offensive line has to block, and you have the option. There's only 4. Britt is kind of playing with them. He doesn't believe he's going to stay there. He doesn't. He gets out and walks in.
Extra point upcoming. Cade York. The last one was a bad snap or a hold, or maybe both. Bottoms up. To try to get a 10-point lead here. And the whistle stops play before the extra point.
Play of game. Offense. 5 yards. Repeat the try.
We'll try that again.
Well, one miss extra point means the next extra point is bigger.
And the holder and the kicker complaining about the play clock, but they had significant time. At any rate, they'll back it up and try it again. Zach Rosenberg to hold. It's a little dicier now for Cade York. Snaps clean, so is the hold, so is the kick.
Makes it a 10-point game.
And now we got some shenanigans going on again down on the field. Blake Ferguson, the snapper's involved. Marlon Davidson is involved. But basically, Joe Burrow is sitting there cool and calm and collected because he capped a 67-yard drive in 11 plays with his own number. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, and his dad, Jimmy, and Robin, his mom, said, "Yep, that's our kid."
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Aflac is an official sponsor of the SEC.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Gillette, Chick-fil-A, Bud Light, and by Amazon Echo. Joe Burrow's touchdown run, the 10th of his career, has given a 10-point lead to his LSU Tigers. And look who he ties, his offensive coordinator. Steve Ensminger calling the shots.
Steve does not get enough credit for what he provides this program. The best thing he provides is his head coach, Ed Orgeron, trusts him. He trusts how he can work with Joe Brady, and he just works with all of the staff. It's very smooth, no big egos.
Igbenogany will bring this one from the goal line. Got to the edge. Igbenogany, nice run back. All the way out to the 40, and flags fly, and this thing's going out over midfield when it's all said and done.
Igbenogany, a sprinter himself, maybe the fastest player on this Auburn team, gives this Auburn offense some room and some hope.
Igbenogany was actually a receiver a couple of years ago and has been a good return man, a 40-yard return. And the officials with a conference over there, I'm sure it's going to be the late hit that'll take it past midfield. Might have been Avery Atkins, the guy that kicked off.
Yeah, and when you're back there and you're the last guy and you know you can't run as fast as that guy, you try to get him as soon as you can. But this time, just a little bit out of bounds.
That Ken Williamson taking his time here. Make sure we got the right number. And I think we've got it.
During the return, holding, turn team number 32. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. After play was over, dead ball, personal foul, number 33. 15 yards, first down.
So we had penalties on both teams. Jamie, a guy in on the stop, is familiar with Auburn football.
Yeah, you know what Ed Ogeron told me at the half, that everyone was a little fired up on the LSU side. Well, you could probably say that's especially true for Avery Atkins, as he is an Auburn, Alabama native, facing the university in which the games he went to his entire childhood growing up. He finally got put on scholarship this summer with LSU. He went home and took all of his Auburn gear he's ever owned and threw it in the trash and said, I'm an LSU guy now. So it's understandable. He's pretty fired up.
He sure is. A little too fired up at the end of that play. Anyway, that'll make the line of scrimmage at 37 when they walk everything off. And now it's time for Auburn, and their last three drives have been 3 and out, and they can't afford that anymore. Blitz off the corner. Nix has to run around it. Throws on the run, and in and out of the hands of Seth Williams. Stingley breaks it up.
It was close. The flag is down on the play.
There's a flag.
And you're right. Nix had to get out of the pocket.
Pass interference, defense number 3. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So to add insult to injury, Jacoby Stevens walking out holding his neck, but also got called for the pass interference.
Thought it was Stingley that was holding, and Jacoby Stevens almost intercepted, and he runs into the bench. That's how he gets hurt.
That's why his neck is hurt.
Yes.
I don't think he's anywhere near the...
No, I didn't think it was him that held. I thought it was Stingley that held on the play.
I think they just got the number wrong.
So I was going to say before this drive, if you're Gus Malzahn, you have to go up to your quarterback, Bo Nix, and said, listen, Bo, you did it in a game before. You did it against Oregon. It wasn't just the last pass. You were 4 for 6 on that last drive. Take it. Go out there. Give us something in the fourth quarter.
That's only the second first down of this half, and that's by penalty. Now a wide snap, and Nix has just got to cover it where he can at the 30-yard line. That one wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. Caleb Kim, that ball goes out to the right. He did have a nose tackle on him, and he tried to snap the ball. At the same time, he was fighting in front of him, and it went wild.
A loss of 20. Now you can't expect to get it all back in one chunk, but you want to keep your offense on the field with 12 and a half to go. Nix, clean snap that time. Hurried, dropped after he got maybe 3. Glenn Logan made the tackle.
On the crossing route, you have to be ready to take players. Watch as Schwartz comes across. The linebacker helps on the play and runs with Schwartz. That takes him away. Remember, that's the same play Auburn ran earlier when they got the 3rd and long first down.
Schwartz has been a non-factor again here today after being very much part of the offense a week ago. 3rd and 27. You got a call for this one? Nix screen pass to the wideout Schwartz, who I just mentioned, and that's only 4 or 5 yards, and it's 3 and out again.
And Jacoby Stevens' neck must be okay, right? Because he came back in the game, and number 3 is the one who cleans up and makes the tackle. He's rushing the passer, and then he comes back and makes the tackle.
I shouldn't have said 3 and out. They did get 1 first down, but now they have to punt again. 4th and 23.
And their first down was by penalty.
Exactly, and the other one was a 70-yard run by Williams. This half, those are the 2 first downs for Auburn. 8th punt today by Sipas. Eric Stingley backpedals, lets it go. It bounces at the 9, and then he'll be able to down this around the 5. Put it at the 6.
First down for the Tigers.
So LSU with a 10-point lead. 10:48 remaining in the ball game. They're that close to being 8-0.
Alexa, dim the lights.
Okay.
Oh, no, Dad, I need your help.
What have you done?
Burnt the duck.
That's a duck? What do you have in that cabinet?
Some spaghetti.
Okay, chop up some garlic. Your mom cooked duck for me once.
Did she burn it?
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
Now it's beautiful. There you go.
How do I look?
Perfect.
Thanks, Dad.
What's his name?
Dad. Alexa, hang up.
This junior garlic butter burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 junior garlic butter bacon burger with tots before they're gone.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, well, I've been plotting to destroy you. Sizing you up, calculating your every move. You think this is love? This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Nothing like a natty light seltzer. On a boat. At a tailgate. Natty light seltzer. Crashing the party hard. Aloha, beaches.
Skeletons in the closet.
Scary enough for you?
Evil CBS Halloween night.
Let's take a look at the GMC game changer and the game-changing drive that gave LSU the lead, Gary.
Well, it was Clyde Edwards-Helaire that got all the sparks, and we called his name. But give it to the offensive line. It's been all Joe Burrow in the passing, but in this drive, those 5 guys produce blocks. You could watch them yourself, slow them down, because all across that line, Charles, McGee, Cushenberry, Lewis, and Deculus all came up with key blocks, and those 5 guys said, we don't just throw the ball here, we can run when we have to.
45 of that 101 was on that drive, all by Edwards-Helaire to give them the lead. Now with a 10-point lead, 10:48 remaining, they start at the 6. Same guy, bounces it outside, Edwards-Helaire. And a shot on Igbenogany at the end, just for good measure.
I think his size helps him here. He hides behind the big offensive line. The linebackers can't find him. You see Britt, he was standing right there, but he couldn't see him. And all of a sudden, Clyde jumps outside and gets into the secondary.
Clyde the glide for 26, out to the 32.
I called him the most underrated football player in this league, and I think he may not be so underrated after this game.
This time back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. KJ Britt makes the tackle. Remember, there's been an upset today in Stillwater. Oklahoma lost for the first time So that'll take away their number 5 spot. Actually, Manhattan. I said Stillwater. Thinking Oklahoma State.
Well, that was a gift. And you can't give Joe Burrow, the senior quarterback, a gift. They didn't line up Auburn properly. I put it to fatigue. They're wearing out. They're not lining up. They're not as tight on the receivers. It was an easy throw. And a gimme to 3rd and short.
Prior to the snap, timeout, LSU.
LSU with a timeout with 9:38 remaining.
With AI, we can protect what we can't see.
Snow leopards are almost impossible to find. But we need to know where they are because they are threatened. Our camera traps allow us to have an eye in the mountains, taking thousands of pictures. Microsoft AI scans through all these images and separates snow leopards from everything else. In 10 days, it gives us time to do better research and save this threatened species.
Spending your days playing while still getting a check plan. Let us help with your plan.
Yep, every month.
Great. Sounds like a plan. Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
At Zaxby's, we don't make salads. We make Zalads with all fresh ingredients, made just the way you want it, right when you want it. We call it handmade to order, and it's only at Zaxby's.
That's half the fun of a new house, seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
Oh, it's a tiny dancer.
Well, they left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
He was thought to be the Democrats' best chance to beat President Trump. But can Joe Biden win the party's nomination?
This is your 3rd run for president. Why Joe Biden?
60 Minutes Sunday.
Wednesday on CBS, SWAT gets the call when a ruthless gang sets out for revenge. Shamar Moore stars Wednesday at 10, 9 Central on CBS. This guy's been central to the LSU offense today. Edwards-Helaire. This was from the 6-yard line, and 26 yards later, he and Igbenogany had a little collision.
Yes, it was. Noggin to noggin there, wasn't it?
Noggin in the noggin. He's got 128 yards.
And this Auburn defense has to win this down. The clock is going down right now. Another 2.5 minutes will go off. They don't have an explosive offense to come back. They need to win this 3rd and 2 to stay in the game.
It's also the most times he's carried the football. Career high 21. You saw the other career highs in our graphic. 3rd down and 2. Does he get it again here? Auburn trying to change up their defense a little bit. LSU takes its time.
They have not been able to run 3rd and short and carve out a lot of room. Let's see what Brady and Emsinger comes up with.
Edwards-Helaire.
Nothing.
No. Got stoned that time by KJ Britt.
Yep, nothing. Running in the middle has not been good on 3rd down. That's 2 4th downs, the goal line play, and this time Britt beats the block by Deculus and makes the play.
LSU has had 8 3rd or 4th down and 1s today. They got another 4th down and 1 right here. Zach Van Rosenberg to punt. Anthony Schwartz this time is back deep.
Their defense keeps them in the game, though.
Auburn have too many guys on the field, or?
I think it was procedure.
False start. Offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Auburn had a fake, kind of a fake punt on the play. Igbenogany, I think it was him, it might have been Christian Tutt, was peeling back for one of those lateral type plays.
That's why I was looking at it. I thought they had too many guys. He was running backwards.
He's doing
Here
it
he's
again.
doing it again.
Yes.
Down the sideline.
Yes, that fake, he's going to catch it one way. Yeah.
He got dropped for no gain by Dillon.
The play is that Schwartz pretends he's catching the punt. They try to draw the coverage one direction, and then Tutt catches the ball. didn't fool LSU. Maybe the legal procedure penalty tipped him off.
And now he's hurt on top of it. The Tut makes the catch. They're there to meet him. And he's down.
Yeah.
Monday, they live in the same neighborhood.
Happy trash day, Calvin.
Wow, white people celebrate anything.
But come from different worlds.
You don't think that I'm as cool as you.
It's not your fault. Nobody is.
Then, when you are from different worlds, you're definitely gonna get noticed.
We're from California.
I'm just messing with it.
Because of the racism. We are also Jewish. That was fun.
A new Bob Hart's Abishola right after a new neighborhood. CBS Monday.
The fall gives rise to life-changing moments. Our season is open to all, and with new names come new connections. We take to the globe, where greatness awaits. So get out early, get out ahead, and don't look back, because this pursuit never sleeps. PGA Tour, live under par.
I want to make sure you're dead, absolutely dead, completely and utterly dead.
Who would want to kill my son?
22 years later, an answer tonight.
So, Christian Tutt, right leg, being helped off the field.
It could be dangerous too. Derek Dillon tackles Christian Tutt, but watch how he gets whipped. His leg spins and runs into the back of Noah Igbinoghene on the play, and that's why his right knee kind of gets flexed on the play. Hope it isn't too serious.
His foot hit the top of Igbinoghene's helmet. So now, 8:48 remaining and 2 timeouts. Now or never, right, Gary?
Absolutely, and now you just got to call plays. You say, I can't hide you anymore. You just got to make plays.
Screen play to DJ Williams, and that's a good play. Pickup of about 12. And that is the biggest pass play this half for Bo Nix. Got about a dozen. He didn't throw it that far, but he picked up 13 thanks to Williams. He had 8 yards passing before that one.
And if you're Auburn, you're thinking, I got to have at least a field goal here to put the pressure or keep the pressure on LSU.
At the 49. This one thrown in the ground. Eli Stove was the closest receiver. Wes Malzahn trying to pick off a top 10 team, a top 2 team. As Auburn head coach, a lot of times those are against Alabama. Here it's against LSU. Down 10. 2nd and 10. Booby Whitlow gives it off. Could be an end around back to Nix on a flea flicker of sorts, but nobody open. And Nix has to throw it away. That was a lot of wasted energy for nothing.
Yeah, Delpit and Stingley, though, were not fooled. The 2 stars of the secondary. Delpit is going to go back and take the deep flea flicker throw away, and Stingley sees it and senses it as well, and they double cover Seth Williams on the play.
3rd and 10.
You got to be good and smart. And they were both on that play for the LSU secondary.
And now they've
got a snap. Therefore, he can't legally ground the ball. It's loss of down in the spot of the foul. We're down.
2nd intentional grounding of the day against Nix.
I really didn't see that. I had my eyes downfield looking at Seth Williams getting deep on the play. But you got to get it across the line of scrimmage when you're out, even if you're outside of the pocket.
Another loss, this time of 13 yards. They're going the wrong way with time of the essence at 8:20. 3rd and 23. Here comes a blitz in the secondary. Wow, I thought Stingley was going to pick that off and take it home. But
if it had been a little bit more of an accurate pass, he probably would have. But the ball was thrown to the outside, and he had no chance. Stingley reads it. He breaks on it, but the ball wasn't thrown well enough to be picked off.
So they had no choice because of that grounding, but to punt it again. And the teaching continues and the coaching continues.
I feel bad for Bo Nix. He's going to be a great football player, but he's playing against a good, smart defense. Dave Aranda's defense has a lot of movable parts, and he's not been able to get it going.
Finley, fair catch. Dropped one early, didn't drop that one. At the 22, right where he fumbled one earlier. Coming up, when we're done, Adam, Rook, and BJ will have scores and highlights on the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Well, now with that loss to Oklahoma, as we were talking about, everybody's watching everybody now, right? You've got Penn State, they're in it, Notre Dame's in it, Oregon's in it.
We know there's going to be 2 top 10 teams fall. One of these 2 at Oklahoma. And that's even before the late afternoon and night games begin. Here's the RPO throw, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jamar Chase. Igbenogany was covering. So Joe Burrow has a touchdown pass and a touchdown run today.
And even with the emergence of Edwards-Helaire, because you look at Coach O, still over 40 passes for Burrow in this game.
And that's Tyrion Davis-Price, the bigger back, the freshman, going straight ahead. 7-3 against top 10 teams as a head coach, and all 3 of those losses, as I said earlier about Auburn, to Alabama. And that matchup is a couple of weeks from now. Whether Alabama will still be undefeated, yet to be determined. They play Arkansas tonight. Whether LSU is still undefeated, we've got 7.5 minutes to decide that here. It's 4th down.
No, that's nothing. Ed, that's called a Heisman, right? When you fall down like that. Now, he kind of sold it, but not. The official was right there. That was not a dirty play at all.
Now they got Will Hastings back as the punt return man. And Will's got a call for a fair catch as well around the 27-yard line. Well, LSU keeps giving Auburn chances.
Yep.
Here's the offense again.
Absolutely.
Now you got to do something with it. We got a flag down back around the line of scrimmage.
45-yard kick.
Holding, receiving team number 31. The penalty is 10 yards from into the kick. It's 1st down.
Well, they get the ball back, but they backpedal without even taking a snap.
10 yards.
So they're going to take it back to around the 17, I think. It's getting harder and harder on this Auburn offense, and there's only 7:27 left.
Yeah, and every yard is so important to this offense, you know, with the interchangeable parts of this Dave Aranda defense. The back 8 players, the linebackers, the safeties, the corners, they move all over the field. You never know what angle they're coming from.
Here's Nix keeping it himself at around the 23.
I really thought that this would be part of the game plan for Auburn in this game. I just think back to Cam Newton rushing for over 200 yards against LSU back in 2010, but really not many design plays for Bo in this football game.
3 receivers down to the right, and again it's Boobie Whitlow in there with Nix. 2nd down and 4. Fakes it to Whitlow and throws it in the ground again.
Boy, what is he doing?
That's the 3rd time he's done that today.
Let's see if Shivers was close enough this time. He was down on the ground, yes, and he bounced it right at Shivers, so he's going to get away with that one.
3rd and 4. The noise is an issue from the crowd at Tiger Stadium. Nix. That's a nice throw and catch. Was it good enough for a 1st down with forward progress though? I don't see an official close enough to that play to let you know.
Gets to the bunch formation, thrown to the outside. Jacoby Stevens was right on the line from this end of it, throwing to the tight end of the outside that time to A.J. Wilson.
And they just play on, and with that, he drops about 2 yards farther back. I think Gus
wants a measurement or a replay. He wants a replay on the spot. He thought he was going to get one.
The field is that runner was short in line to gain. The previous play is under review.
That's what he was looking for. He didn't want to use. He's got 2 timeouts left. Here's a look. Catches the ball right at the down marker. Now, where does the official spot it? He spots it short, but will the replay official call it a first down or even close enough for a measurement?
If the whistle didn't stop, his second effort got it back to him. If he didn't get it the first time, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, all the pushing at the end of the play, he kind of pushed him close, didn't he?
And we don't know when the whistle was blown exactly. Here's the initial play. It looks like J.J. Wilson might have the first down right there if it was just forward progress.
To me, that's forward progress, and the whistle should blow. But nowadays, they let it go a little far, and I think that's a safety issue. I actually wish they would just call forward progress and blow the whistle.
Instead, it was play on, and then Wilson does his best to fight back and stretch out. And if the whistle didn't blow, I think he got the first down twice. Gene Steratore, what do you think, Gene?
I think you guys have it explained both ways very quickly. If it's progress, which I agree with you guys.
After further review, the runner possessed beyond the 27-yard line. Therefore, it's a first down.
So Gene, they went with
That's a really good job, guys. It's from the original possession, the catch, and then him being driven back. And they've taken that furthest point, and they've awarded him a first down. And I agree that that's what they should have done as well.
You think they should have blown the whistle earlier, though, or do you like the way they let it go and let the replay official fix it?
No, you call that quickly, Gary, because it saves that cheap shot that may come in when you're trying to fight it.
Agree.
Well, they certainly needed it, and now the streak on the sideline as Seth Williams trying to find the handle and couldn't, and Derek Stingley covering again.
Yeah, that's not your regular true freshman corner out there. He's about 6'2" and about as comfortable as a guy on an island could be.
Doesn't look phased, does he?
Not at all. Closest I can remember, really, with his type of attitude is Charles Woodson, covering him back in the day.
That's Canella in motion. It'll set up in the slot.
Yep, illegal procedure. It's going to be on Seth Williams, number 18. Two of them moving.
18. Okay.
Yeah, I think Williams moved and
False start. Offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
Yep, there it is. And you see Stingley give the formation to the official right there. Say, yep, he moved. I wonder if you start challenging 1 and 5 instead of 24.
Nix looked over the middle, now being chased by Fehoko, and he's just got to launch it downfield. It's caught by Williams. I thought he was throwing it away.
What a play. Well, that one, number 18 won the battle, didn't he? And that's why Gus Malzahn threw the one at the end of the half. Because that's what Seth Williams does sometimes. I thought he was throwing it in the bench.
So did I. Seth Williams said before it hits the bench, I'm going to try to grab this thing. Now a 2-yard gain on the inside.
Again, a field goal puts the pressure on LSU. Still time. I just wonder if Bo Nix was out of bounds before he threw the ball. Nope, he jumped in the air. Yep.
Little jump pass and a jump catch at the end. 33-yard pickup. Second down and 9 now at the 43. Stacked receivers both ways. Nick looks one way, comes back. DJ Williams, it's an open field. The flag is down as Williams.
Yeah, coming back. Sal Cannella, number 80. Interference at the line of scrimmage. He blocks on the play, and he's going to get called. He may be blindside block on the play. I think he hits Jacob Phillips, number 6.
Oh boy, and Grant Delpit's down at the end of the play.
Yeah, it's a blindside block. It's behind the line of scrimmage. You can do it, but you can't block the blind side. You can shield them. You can't hit them like that this year.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense number 80. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
And now we've got
the best player on the defense down for LSU.
Well, and it makes it interesting thinking forward a little bit. At the end of the play, he gets rolled over. It's his left ankle that gets caught on the play. And how ironic is this? With the game coming up with Alabama, maybe two of the key players in the game could have bad ankles.
Tua Tagovailoa being the other one. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's his left ankle. He's lucky he got it out of the ground. You know what?
Field might have helped him.
Absolutely. The wet turf there might have allowed him to get his foot out of the ground there.
He was almost grabbing it as he was going down, and that's obviously the reaction of all the LSU fans.
But remember, Tua walked off the field as well.
Yeah. Delpit, semifinalist for the Thorpe Award as the best defensive back in the country. One of 4 from the SEC and being helped off. And everybody holding their breath.
She goes, last year we didn't have Devin White for a half, and now we might have an injured Grant Delpit.
Eric Monroe takes his spot in the secondary as Nix throws incomplete, intended for Williams again, but that one did get to the bench. And we're at 4:43 remaining.
Stingley Jr. from the coverage.
Third down and 24.
Yeah, I don't think you have any choice here. If you pick up enough yardage to kick a field goal, otherwise it's 4 downs.
Next. Thought he was going to run for a minute. Throws late. Throws incomplete. Intended for J.J. Wilson.
Well, I was thinking the only chance, is throw the ball downfield. Bo Nix does a good job. Dave Aranda continues to bring pressure all this game. Lets Bo Nix see it. Comes out of it on the run. Throws it, but not quite accurate enough. Again, he had him open. And that's what I thought. Maybe they could get it down far enough where they could try a long field goal, but nope, couldn't do it.
So the punting unit on again. Aaron Sipos has been a busy punter today for Auburn.
I definitely would punt here. They're not going to pick up 3rd and 24. Maybe LSU fumbles it. Maybe there's a penalty or something.
Stingley calls for the fair catch and lets it go. And it'll be all the way down to the 4.
Yeah, your only chance here is to get a 3 and out, score quickly, an onside kick.
So that's what we've got that we're looking at with 4:26 remaining. Each team with 2 timeouts. Joe Burrow today has picked up his 8th career 300-plus passing game and his 11th straight game with at least 20 completions.
Yeah, that's amazing because that is an LSU record. The old record was 3 games in a row.
He's standing in his own end zone right now as they start from the 4. Edwards-Helaire with him, gets the carry, and ooh, did he get popped by K.J. Britt again.
K.J. Britt, we saw him beat for a touchdown against Florida, but boy, is he going to be a linebacker in his day. As he grows up and in the box already, he is a handful. Man. In tight quarters, he can hit.
No gain on that one. 2nd down and 10, but we're under 4 minutes. Joe Burrow taking his time.
Yep, snap it under 5.
Using every second. Edwards-Helaire just into the middle of the
now
pile.
You got to use your timeout. See if Gus does. He did.
He did. They're down to 1. Still 3:37 to play and looking to hold on 3rd down.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
There's the SEC West standings as we have it right now. Alabama still got a date tonight with Arkansas. LSU could move in to a 4-0 spot. Auburn would drop to 3-2 along with Texas A&M.
I will say this, and if you're not an SEC fan, close your ears. But the loss with Oklahoma also means that two teams in the SEC now is alive to play in the playoffs as well. LSU loses a close game. At Alabama, they'd stay alive. Especially that would be one that's possible. So everything is opened up for the playoffs with the loss by Oklahoma.
All right, folks, you can start listening again. 3rd down and 9. Burrow's going to run it himself. Got it out around the 9-yard line. And 4th down.
Listen, this is the way you have to play it. You might get a bad snap, block the punt, whatever.
Jamie might have an update on Delpit, I think. Jamie?
He's doing his best to try to get back in this game. He looks like he's in a ton of pain. It is that left ankle. They tried to tape it and retape it a couple of times. It looks like he's going to take a jog either into the locker room or down the sideline to warm up. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing right now.
Where's that basically famous 7 that so many other players that have played here before him?
Yeah.
The Teron Matthews, the Patrick Petersons, the... Well,
and remember that to play the position he plays, because he's all over the field, he has to have the ability to run. I mean, you can play quarterback with a little bit of a sprained ankle. I don't know if you can play safety.
Well, you look at notable safeties selected in the draft in the last basically 2 decades.
Boy, we've
That's
covered
some
them
good
all,
ones.
haven't we? We've covered them all.
Some good players right there.
Absolutely. Says one of the main decisions he wanted to come here because of those guys right there.
Rosenberg came after him a little bit. And it's going to be around the 48-yard line, I think, with the line of scrimmage. Tutt actually caught it out of bounds.
Well, it started early in the second half. Remember, the backed up Auburn was inaccurate throws was the story early, and it just stayed that way. He had possibilities, but he could not bring the accuracy when he needed it. Bo Nix has struggled in this football game throwing. He's not been able, and in modern-day football, I don't know if you can have a quarterback go 12 for 33 and expect to win.
They marked it at the 49. No timeouts remaining for Auburn. Nix throws calmly over the middle to Schwartz. Schwartz trying to get to the edge, run out of bounds by Queen, but he did get a first down.
So right now, if I'm on the bench for Auburn, I'm reminding my field goal team, be ready. Because we do not have timeouts. We may just have to kick it at any time if we don't get the touchdown.
We'll go back to DJ Williams, only a couple yards there, and that'll work it down into 3 minutes.
Interesting call there. I thought they'd all be in the air from here on in.
Nix on 2nd and 8. Looks left, goes left. Back shoulder throw to Williams. Got it to him.
And remember, if I was Gus Malzahn, I would have reminded Bo Nix, you did it before. You have some history with this. Just do what you did. Relax and do what you did against Oregon.
1st and 10 from the 20. Nix looks that way again, goes to the end zone. Broken up, flags down though, and Stingley down as well. Be the second starter in the secondary shaken up for LSU here in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think Eric Monroe ran into Stingley on the play, didn't he? He came across and broke up the play, and he also wipes out Stingley.
Pass interference, defense number 24. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
His left hand, I guess, was holding. on the play. Didn't see it from that look.
Then he got hit by his own
sure
teammate
did.
on the side of the face, it looks like. Wow.
They kind of got their legs crossed up on the play, to tell you the truth, and that's why Seth went down. Oh, then he gets his left arm pinned. He gets his head hit on the play. A little bit of everything.
He's climbing to his feet. Let's bring in Gene Steratore on the pass interference call. Gene.
You know, to me, guys, it looks like Stingley has the hand on the right shoulder pad of Williamson, but it doesn't look to me like he's materially affecting him. And then Williams kind of lays out on his own, so I don't think that action of him going and laying out for that was because of a defensive contact as much as it was just him trying to make a play on the ball.
Well, with Stingley out, it's another true freshman in there to take a spot. Jay Ward on that corner. First and goal, Auburn at the 5. Nix, the slant, Williams touchdown against Jay Ward.
Boy, has Seth Williams stepped up here? And Bo Nix having bad stats all game, but keeps his team in it. 2:32 in the game, no timeouts.
Nix just looks at him the whole way, throws the quick slant to number 18, touchdown. 8th of the year for Seth Williams. Extra point by Anders Carlson coming up. Up and good.
So, Brad, we got about 150 seconds left in this football game and no timeouts. 40 seconds on the clock means you're going to blow 120 seconds if you kick it to Auburn. I think they have to go onside kick here.
Your chances are good, but that's probably your only chance.
Right. It's going to be under a minute if you do it any other way.
It'll be interesting just to see who all comes out for both teams, especially for LSU.
And remember, Delpit is their onside kick guy that is back there that they trust with getting the ball, and I don't think he can get in the game.
Well, we talked about the last 3 games have been decided by a total of 10 points between these two teams. Missed field goals, a bunch of them in 2005. And then LSU with a touchdown in 07. Demetrius Byrd.
Yeah, that was a great one.
And then Auburn led by 20 early in the second quarter and had it go awry.
Now, so you see Delpit on the bench. That means his sub is in there for the onside kick. Is it Stephon Sullivan, number 10?
Now we got cross kickers here, Carlson and Ledbetter. Who's going to kick it? To the left side, a big hop, and almost recovered by Auburn, but I think it's Derek Dillon on the bottom of the pile. Let's wait and see. Or maybe Stephon Sullivan.
I thought it was Dillon, number 19. I thought you had that right, and then Sullivan comes on the end.
They're both down there.
Yeah, jumps on top of him.
It's Dillon, with Sullivan covering him just for good measure.
On the play, Daniel Thomas, number 24, gets his hand on the ball and pokes it free, and then Dillon saves the day.
It was actually, you couldn't kick it any better.
Absolutely not.
So first down at the 48 for LSU, and Auburn can't stop it.
They'll get the ball right around 25 seconds. Without a first down, of course.
Burrow's in the shotgun. Edwards-Helaire cuts it outside and slides down. What a smart move.
Yes, it was.
At the 40-yard line. There is a flag.
Holding on the offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Damian Lewis, the right guard, called for the holding.
Yes, they did run to the right, and he was blocking his man to the right, and then he kind of threw him down. He was on Marlon Davidson, number 3 on the play. I believe it was. Here's the matchup right there.
One guy
I'm sorry,
over.
one guy over. They were in Ed Cushenberry circled.
There's the hold.
Yep.
I'd get sick of trying to block number 3 today.
I would too.
Joe Burrow just walking in circles right now to let the play clock wind down. It's going to be around 2 minutes remaining when they snap it.
They don't have to run another play.
Edwards Elair will go right back to him.
They actually got another down. They could just take knees and end the football game right now.
At the 44, the clock in LSU's favor. Second down at 14.
See, by getting the penalty, they actually gained one more 40 seconds on the play.
And again, Burrow just standing still. He and Elair. They work the clock down to 2. And Edwards Elair will be stopped for a yard loss and bring up third down at 15. And now we got a lineman for LSU down. KJ Britt helps him up. That was ridiculous.
Well, if you would have told me that Auburn could hold LSU to 23 points, I would have thought they could win this football game.
I would too. I was going to say about 4 hours ago to you, if they could hold them to half of what their 50 points a game is, that they got a great shot, but it's not going to be enough. They just couldn't get enough offense going today. And credit LSU's defense and Dave Aranda, but got to be able to throw the ball. And today they couldn't. Auburn. So LSU takes the timeout.
So Joe Burrow throws for 321. Clyde Edwards-Helaire runs for 138, yet they don't score their normal pace.
No.
That's how good this Auburn defense is. And Death Valley produces again, right? 1999.
Ninth time the Tigers have opened a season 7-0. This will be the 10th. And Bo Nix rushed for a touchdown, but the throwing part of things just didn't go well.
He did, but at the end he showed us something again. You know, on that last drive, he showed why he was so highly recruited and why he's just going to have to be patient, Auburn fans. Doesn't happen overnight.
Joe Burrow takes a knee. LSU is 8-0. And they move to the top of the class in the SEC West along with Alabama at 4-0. And 2 weeks hence, guess who they play in Tuscaloosa? You got it. Heck of a Tiger fight. A lot of fur flying today in Baton Rouge. 23-20. So the standings, as I just said, look like this. Winning coaches with Jamie.
Coach, you got a big smile on your face. Is it because of Joe Burrow or Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I'm just so fired about our football team. Give credit to Auburn. They're a heck of a team. This is a classic battle. We won the football game. Focus on winning the game. Great team win. So proud of our defense.
Is this team where it needs to be to face a #1 Alabama team in 2 weeks?
Well, we're fixed to find out. 2 weeks, I'll tell you that. We're going to have an open date. We're going to enjoy this victory, go out and do some recruiting, and get ready for it.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you. Go Tigers.
Well, they did go again. To 8-0, that is. Eric Stingley looks like he's okay after being shaken up a couple of drives ago. Now it's time for the play of the game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. It came late, and we said, would Joe Burrow run it? And run it he did. 7 yards in for the touchdown, his third rushing touchdown of the year. Chris Blair for the Tigers Network called it like this.
Snap back to Joe. Looking left, design run. Quarterback draw up the middle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tigers! 7-yard touchdown run for Joe Burrow, his third rushing touchdown of the season, and the Tigers extend the lead 22-13.
And as Joe does at the end of a big play, the pound on the chest. And he can pound his chest because his team is perfect at 8-0 and 4-0 in conference play. It's going to wrap it up from Death Valley. Really good game between two very, very good teams. But the number 2 team in the country wins it by 3. For Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, Brad Nessler, saying so long from Baton Rouge. Final score 23-20, the LSU Tigers. The college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage is up after these messages. So long from Death Valley. Touchdown for the 3rd year in a row. The Black Knights of Army have won the Army-Navy matchup.
CBS Sports College Football Postgame Show is presented by Rocket Mortgage.
All right, welcome to the College Football Postgame Show presented by Rocket Mortgage. I'm Adam Zucker. Tonight on CBS begins with NCIS New Orleans, followed by back-to-back editions of 48 Hours. Tonight, only CBS. In the game you just saw from Baton Rouge, LSU over Auburn, 23-20 to stay undefeated on the season. Jamie Erdahl standing by with Joe Burrow.
Joe, you guys put up some major yardage on offense, but it seemed like it was tough to get into the end zone. How challenging was it to face this Auburn defense?
They were really, really good. You know, they challenged us outside. They challenged us outside. They're tough as nails in the middle. We put up some yards, but they were stout in the red zone. We're going to have to fix that.
There's always a lot of expectation in these SEC matchups. Did this Tiger Bowl deliver as the others have?
Absolutely. It's always great to get a win, but we're going to have to get back to practice and get better.
You guys focus on going 1-0 every week. The next time you're out there, it's going to be against Alabama. Where is this team at in terms of facing them?
We're going into the bye week trying to get healthy, going to get better throughout that bye week as well, focus on our fundamentals, but we'll see how good we are in a couple weeks.
You took a lot of hits today. Are you healthy?
No, I didn't feel like I took a lot of hits. I took maybe a couple, but I feel good.
All right, Joe, thanks.
Thank you.
It was after that one hit where he really started to chuck it, as I'm joined again by Rick Neuheisel and Brian Jones. First of all, can we respect the post-game interview?
Absolutely.
I mean, come on already. But another great day for him. I know you're super high on Joe Burrow.
And I just keep getting higher on this guy. I mean,
you called him Tom Brady last week.
Watching him play is really fun. This guy understands the position maybe better than most college quarterbacks that I've seen in my lifetime. It's really fun to watch him play. 32 of 42. This was a heavy sledding day.
Yeah.
That pocket was getting pushed in his face. He had to work in the pocket. He found ways to get outside and make plays.
No happy feet. That's what I noticed. He's cool in the pocket. Joe Cool. I'm sure they call him that there in Baton Rouge, but he doesn't get flustered, and he's always right there in the moment, and he handles every situation fluidly.
Yeah, and his best weapon today was Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yep.
That guy going for 136 was a huge factor, not only for today, but going forward.
And let's go forward, because now they get a bye week. Alabama, who's in action right now, also will have off next week a very potential 1 versus 2 in Tuscaloosa for these LSU Tigers.
Monster game, 2 explosive offenses. We're assuming Tua will be ready for that game given the way he recuperated a year ago. But I think it's going to come down to running games, Brian.
Well, you're going to have to bring your running game. And I know Coach O is happy to see that Clyde Edwards-Helaire got back in the fold. Less than 100 yards rushing last week on the road at Mississippi State. 3 of the last 4 ball games right there at 200 or just below today, 200, 187. But the health of Grant Delpit and also Tua Tagovailoa, that's going to be the main storyline.
Yeah, Delpit and Stingley, 2 of the stars from that defense.
Stingley like he was fine, but Delpit.
He was taking a picture. We don't know exactly how he's doing.
You're taking pictures.
Right.
You all right.
Let's hit the scoreboard now and check in on Alabama, playing without Tua Tagovailoa. So it's so Tua, by the way, according to Coach Saban, is ahead of schedule and going to be just fine come the LSU game. But tonight it's Mac Jones against.
What was that surgery when I had a high ankle sprain? But who you throwing it to? Devontae Smith or Henry Ruggs? Ruggs going to get a touchdown. They first ruled that he was out of bounds, but he's in bounds, folks.
Yeah, they almost turned the lights off on him, it looked like there. 10-0 the score right now in the first quarter. Arkansas having a rough go of it. Also from the SEC West, A&M beating Mississippi State 49-30, fourth straight loss for Miss State. And tell you what, Tennessee's getting better. Both of these teams had a rough week last week. J.T. Shrout started, got benched. Garantano got hurt. He came back in, threw a big touchdown pass. They're up 20 right now. All right, coming up, we're going to tell you about Oklahoma's stunning loss to Kansas State when we return. All right, we're back. A reminder over on CBS Sports Network, it's Memphis and Tulsa right now, followed by San Diego State and UNLV late. And a reminder, you're watching the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage. Alabama's already paid off the mortgage. Jerry Jody's going in. Mac Jones already thrown 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter against Arkansas, and it's 17-0, the Tide on top. Hey, guess who's not the backup at Alabama anymore?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts on the keeper. Makes it a 10-point game. You think Oklahoma's going to win their 23rd straight road game, right, BJ?
Of course not, because there's another quarterback who had a heck of a day, Skylar Thompson. 4 rushing touchdowns on the afternoon. There was one. Here's another one. This actually is the 4th, but then it got a little dicey for the Wildcats. Oklahoma clawing back into this one, and it appears they recovered the onside kick, but the play was reviewed and ruled that the ball was illegally touched by an Oklahoma player prior to the ball going 10 yards.
Yep, they looked to see if the Oklahoma player was blocked into the ball, which would have negated illegal touching, but it was determined that that was not the case. It did not come down to an onside kick in this one. Ohio State, total domination, both sides against Wisconsin.
Wisconsin quarterback Jack Cohn gets sacked again by Chase Young, and the fumble's picked up by the Buckeyes. They rumble down the field. Ohio State's quarterback Justin Fields would have a big day. Here he finds Chris Olave for the second time for a touchdown. The duo was outstanding, and Ohio State rumbles 38-7.
Rumbles indeed. J.K. Dobbins, 4th straight 100-yard game. All right, and that will do it for us this week. We thank you for watching the College Football Postgame Show presented by Rocket Mortgage. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on CBS. And a reminder, the Home Depot SEC on CBS continues next Saturday with a top 10 showdown when number 10 Georgia battles number 7 Florida with the top spot in the East at stake. It all gets started at 2:30 Eastern with the drive to Atlanta presented by Mercedes-Benz, followed by State Farm College Football today. The NFL on CBS kicks off tomorrow with a doubleheader. Many will see the Cardinals and Saints, then most will see the Browns and Patriots. It all gets started at noon Eastern with the NFL today. For all of us, have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Your love over the course of the next week. But first things first, folks, how about LSU taking on Auburn, who has not won at LSU since 1999. LSU down 3-0. Joe Burrow, he's in trouble, and he goes down at the 2.
Well, this didn't surprise anybody. We knew that they were going to struggle in both pass protection and running the football, at least some today. Anybody ever seen number 5?
Yeah.
His name's Derek Brown.
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, yes. LSU was held to 47 yards in the first quarter. It was the first quarter they didn't score a point in all year, and then boom. Javaris Davis had a little message for Burrow, who popped right up as though he was on a trampoline. I mean, he couldn't have cared less. In fact, it probably made him mad and even better. Burrow then. Here's how this drive goes from that point on. Jamar Chase, 19 yards, first down. Next play, how about a little back shoulder action to Jamar Chase down to the 20.
Jamar Chase was a fully grown individual today, man. Just took that team on his shoulder, made play after play in the passing game for LSU.
Then Burrow. Welcome back. Terrace Marshall. Touchdown. Interference on Auburn, who cares?
And I'll tell you this, Auburn did not make it easy on these guys. These throws had to be precise, and those guys had to adjust to the flight of the ball, and they did it today.
Derek Stingley Jr. does about everything right on defense, but he let a punt get away from him, creating an opportunity for Auburn just outside the red zone.
That's exactly what this offense needs, too. Short field opportunities to set them up for chances to score touchdowns.
How about 4th and goal? You knew it immediately, Chiz, as well as you know Gus Malzahn. We're watching. You said he's going for it.
Yeah, there's no question he was going to go for it. And I didn't think he was going to get in as the way that play started. But they got that little extra push.
The little Bush push,
yeah.
Which is legal now. 10-10 game at this point. DJ Williams. Look, you're
trying to run the clock out.
You just try to, go to halftime 10-10, and he's going to give you a chance now to get some points on the 41-yard scamper from DJ Williams. Auburn in scoring range, but on the next play, Nix throws it up for Seth Williams, and the aforementioned Stingley brings it down for the INT.
It's amazing, CD, how he plays the ball in the air. He gets turned around. He's able to flip his eyes around and still adjust to the flight of the ball and go up over 6'4" Seth Williams and come down to the page.
More amazing is that Nix threw that ball in that situation before half. That's a big momentum swing in the game.
Yeah, 10-10 at the half. Now 13-10 LSU. Burrow deep. Chase down to the 6. Gain of 45. You called him a fully grown individual for good reason. He was dynamite. Was Chase. 8 catches, 123 yards. Then Edwards-Helaire down to the 2. Next play, Burrow picks up 1 down at the 1.
So you like the interior run calls?
Yeah, I don't like the interior run calls when I've got number 3 and 5 sitting in the middle of the defense. And I'll tell you what, anything on the perimeter today that started inside and bounced, it worked.
Right.
Here's a 4th down play right here.
Yeah.
Great defense by Auburn.
For those that are not sitting in the studio, which is everybody watching at home, Chiz all day made it clear he did not like the inside run.
Furious.
Absolutely furious. But look at the 22.
Can I tell you how underrated this guy is? He's been the workhorse for this LSU offense. Pass protection, running the football, had 7 catches today.
Edwards-Helaire, touchdown. 16-13. They missed the extra point because that's what you do in college these days. Ensuing Auburn drive, Michael Divinity Jr. gets to Bo Nix. 3 and out, which was the theme. In fact, over a span of 3 Auburn drives in the second half, 3 3-and-outs, 2 yards of offense. And then look at Burrow get loose for the first down on 3rd and 8.
This is what you saw him do a lot today. You mentioned it earlier, CD. He made plays with his feet at the right times. He made great decisions. He knew when to pull the ball down. A couple of huge 3rd down conversions with his feet.
4th quarter, in case you missed all the people, Burrow again.
How
touchdown.
about that play call? Not up the middle. They spread it out. They went up the middle, but they spread the defense out. Great job by Burrow putting his foot in the ground and going vertical.
All right, so it's a 2-possession game now. Auburn, 1st and goal. Nix to Seth Williams, touchdown, 23-20. But is it too little and is it too late?
Let me say this, Dory. That was right after Stingley got hurt, and they went right back at his replacement.
Auburn needs the onside kick, and it's loose, but eventually Derek Dillon picks it up for LSU. That's your ball game. They go on to win it 23-20. And that is now 10 straight losses in Baton Rouge for Auburn. And that defense made life miserable for the Auburn offense, holding them well below, 146 yards below their season average. And Gus Malzahn knew it after his team suffered its 2nd loss of the season.
Proud of our kids' effort. They came in here against the number 2 team in the country. They fought their guts out to the very end. Offensively just didn't get it done. We had some untimely penalties. We had a bad snap at a real critical time. And the 3rd downs, I think we had 9 3rd down and 10 pluses, and we put our quarterback in terrible spots as far as that goes. And with all that being said, we still had a chance at the end with the onside kick. Extremely disappointed for our players and our fans. And like I said, I'm running this offense, and that's on me, and we got to do a better job. And we've got to do a better job moving forward. I mean, it was loud and all that, but it doesn't matter.
I feel like we're going to bounce back really well. I feel like I know the season's not over with yet. Everybody's going to count us out, and they're going to start throwing us to the curb. But, once again, that's just what always happens to Auburn. And we know that we know what we're capable of. We're going to continue to fight and battle, and that's just what kind of players we are. We're Auburn men, and we're not going to give up.
No question. I think unless the team would not have won that game tonight. They came to play, and, adversity hit us. We weren't playing very well in the first half, and, they got up ahead, but our guys kept on fighting. You should have seen this locker room. There was calm in the locker room. There was confidence. We felt we were going to win the game. Joe felt he was going to win the game. We did.
Yeah, we definitely showed toughness today, and, it wasn't pretty by any means, but, SEC games aren't going to be pretty. And when you can come out on top of a top 10 team and feel like you could have played better, it's always a good thing.
Saturday's win over Auburn was Ed Ogeron's 8th over an AP top 10 team since he became the head coach in 2016. Only Nick Saban has more over that span. All 3 of Coach O's top 10 losses have come against Saban. He is 8-0 against everybody not named Alabama. You saw Joe Burrow, 30th touchdown pass. First SEC quarterback, CD, with 30 touchdown passes in his first 8 games since Tim Couch in 1997.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the defense because I know that part of the football team is there as well, and there was concern there early on, but offensively wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But he looked comfortable under heat, didn't
That was the point, though. It wasn't easy. This offense hadn't faced a lot of adversity, and Coach O talked about that a little bit. How you respond to adversity. It's easy to get things rolling when things are coming to you easy, but they struggled. They didn't convert in the red zone like they typically have this season. They're the #1 team in the red zone. They only got 23 points down in that area of the field on 5 trips, but they kept hammering away. What a difference a year makes. This is an offense that put up 508 yards total, and they're disappointed with their effort. The thing that I love, and we talked about a little earlier, Chiz, Joe Burrow, his feet, maybe has some of the best feet in the entire country when it comes to the quarterback position. Shuffles, lets guys uncover, scrambled multiple times today to convert first downs, kept drives alive, and just kept fighting. And that attitude that he has, the toughness, we saw him taking hits, that permeates through that entire locker room.
Oh, he is a tough dude. And I think when they go back and watch the film offensively tomorrow, they're going to realize they left points on the board, or off the board, I should say. 3 times they were inside the 30 and came up with 0 points. That's not typical of the offense, but I will say this. The story of the day to me was the defense. We had questions, Dar, you mentioned it earlier in the season. Today they were great at all 3 levels of the defense. They harassed Bo Nix. They had 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. They had a pick. It was a great game plan, but everybody executed the game plan. Today they had a couple of trick plays in there. LSU was all over them. They just played really solid defense. Everybody did their job. But you know what? I loved watching the defense play because they were physical all day long. Well, both sides of both sides of the team were very physical. This is going to be a team, both sides, that will be heading to the training room tomorrow, because that was a big boys game.
You know what we're seeing about
knocked each other around.
The defense is finally healthy, Chiz. They got all of their pieces back. They all know what they're supposed to be doing. They're utilizing Delpit a little bit differently than they did early in the season, and it's all starting to come together. Can you imagine, Dari, a defense now complementing the offense has been as effective as it is this season?
That's exactly what a championship team looks like.
And they were great on first and second down.
Yeah.
To me, that was the difference. You know what the average down and distance on third down was for Auburn today? 3rd and 11.
That's a problem.
That's a problem for anybody, let alone a freshman
it is.
making a start in that environment.
Yeah. Bo Nix throwing the football 5 yards or more downfield, 5 yards or more, was 4 for 19. With an interception. By the way, LSU, the first SEC team in the AP poll era, that dates back to the 30s, that has won 3 games, top 10 team versus top 10 team, in the first 8 weeks of the season.
You don't think they're going to be #1 with that college football playoff committee? Comes out?
They better be.
Better be.
They absolutely
have to be.
Yes, you're exactly right. Their next opponent, of course, in 2 weeks is Alabama. Alabama at home against Arkansas. Of course, the story there is no Tua Tagovailoa, the high ankle sprain and the tightrope surgery that he had for the second time in less than a year. It's Mac Jones, the redshirt sophomore, getting his first career start. And Mac Jones to Jerry Jeudy, 14 yards. Good to have guys like Jeudy and Ruggs and Smith, Waddle.
That everybody's mission on the offense, being able to get the job done when the game is close, knowing that everybody knows their assignments, and being able to get the ball down the field and score when we need to when we need to score.
No, we put up yards. We just weren't able to convert in the red zone and execute the way we have been. It's kind of been 2 weeks for us right now that we haven't executed in the red zone. But our defense played a hell of a game, and I'm so proud of those guys.
Defense played well. They have a tough defense. That's one of the best defensive lines I've seen. Give them credit. But, this always comes down to a great match, and I'm so glad we won the football game. We're 8-0, baby.
All right, Coach, now you have told us all year you don't want to talk about November 9th in Alabama. All right, how long are you going to give yourself to enjoy this and then get ready for the next one?
About 2 seconds. We're going to get ready to go.
We got 24 hours, then we're on to them. We're going to focus on fundamentals in the bye week. We're going to have to get better in this bye week. But, a big one's coming.
Going into next week, it's our bye week. Going into this studying, have 2 weeks to prepare for them, prepare what I need to do next week. Everybody prepares what we need to do, take a rest, and go into Bama week being prepared for Bama.
Now, guys, the coaches, I'm pretty sure, left straight here, went across the street, and got directly to the film room, getting ready for Alabama. The players do get Sunday off. They're supposed to have Monday off. But if you watch this game, a lot of those guys are going to be in the training room. I have a feeling Joe Burrow is going to have to crawl into the hot tub on Sunday morning.
No doubt, Ryan. I thought you were going to say they went across the street over to walk-ons, which is where I would have gone if I was one of them, but that's why I'm not. Now you're Auburn. Auburn did not play a single home game the entire month of October. Now they won't leave home for the rest of the season. But now, after having suffered loss number 2, how do they regroup and get ready for a stretch run that will not be easy?
Well, the group that took this to hardest was the offense. And what did I say earlier? This world that we used to live in was the LSU defense always saying, man, if we could get some points from the offense feeling bad for not helping out. Well, that's what Bo Nix was talking about after the game. He said, this defense is so good. And he said, I am not doing the right job and giving them what they need to work with at the defense. But you're right. Now they're going to have to not worry about crowd noise. They're going to have their own crowd there. They have the 2 biggest games historically on their schedule still sitting out there. So there's a chance to salvage this season. And, yeah, listen, you take care of your 2 biggest rivals in the last few weeks of the season, there's nothing to be sorry about once you hit December and January.
No question about it. Ryan McGee in Baton Rouge, LSU 23-20 winners over Auburn. In Saturday's win over Auburn, LSU allowed 32 yards under its season average entering the day and forced Bo Nix into a 15 of 35 performance for 157 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. For how the Bayou Bengals did it, let's take a look behind the play, brought to you by the Army National Guard. Chiz?
There is a saying with defense that goes like this. The star of the defense is the defense, CD. And today, LSU's defense was completely the star. There wasn't one guy that just played lights out above everybody, but the whole defense did their job. Let's take a couple of plays here, dissect these and look and see exactly when LSU